Welcome, welcome, welcome out there in internet land. Tonight we're going on episode 5 of season 2 of our Dark Sun campaign. I will give things over to our DM because he's much more flavorful with his chosen word than I.
Hello, everybody. So, last time on Dark Sun, you guys had major journey from the south, from Tyr. You did a couple bits of intrigue. You guys had decided to, as your intrigue action, set your troops against the guards in the the guard posts of Tyr, or not Tyr, of Balak, making it easier for you to do your next intrigue action. You'll have advantage on that check. You also had made some deals here and there. Jesse got offered by a sorcerer king if he was to provide King Tithian with the means to become a dragon. He would become the new sorcerer king of Balak. That was his offer. You were told by Sidira that her path to the Pristine Tower was the secret that was in the spellbook that you guys had given her. Micah, you were told by I believe Rikus and not Sidira, Neva, excuse me, that they had a battalion of Dragonborn to send you to your camp in Tyr. They have, to the best of your knowledge, have done that. And Jared kind of got a taste of real Athasian arcane spellcasting, seeing the earth energy coming from Sidira and her giving it back once the spell has been cast. After all of your kind of wheelings and dealings in Tyr, you guys set off for the north, had some adventures where our presently absent player, Jeremy, tried to kill an animal in a hunting trip with a big hammer, didn't quite make it. You guys had routed out a cave full of bandits in a small encounter on the road. Usual just adventure hijinks that we didn't really go into. We used our new travel system. Then we arrived in the Freedom region to the north. This small little area of land next to the mountains, next to the mysterious mausoleum of Shivarm. You guys had reached the mining town of Freedom, full of freed slaves, former inhabitants and slaves of the Tyr King Kalak, the dead sorcerer king. Once there, you guys had inquired about some cult activity you had witnessed when they told you the cults have been attacking the town looking for something. They're not sure what. A weapon of some sort, an artifact. They don't know, but they know that they've been repelling these attacks for weeks, if not months. After saying that, Jared had kind of gone outside the city to do some meditations, while the rest of you were kind of taking care of some business in town. Jared was interrupted in his meditations by a voice saying that I am the true flame. I am the true flame, and when he woke up there was a burned eye singed into the fresh flowers that you had grown outside the city of Freedom. And you, watching over your friend, had witnessed 4 burned, kind of scarred acolytes of some kind, all wearing black and red, marching into the town saying that they think they got a lead on the object they are looking for. That is where we left off. I will start with Jesse and Micah. You two are the only ones in town right now, kind of figuring out what to do. You are in the central area of town, probably around the Wayward Wench, like the tavern where you were drinking. Kind of that set in stone building, kind of against the rocks. Standing there, you're kind of up on the hill, looking up at the guild hall, kind of up at the top. Was once the owner's not mansion, but the owner of the mining corporation. His house has been sort of taken over by the various mining guilds and become the new guild hall. And as you're looking kind of to the southeast, at 7, it's about maybe a couple thousand feet away, but you can still see kind of these dots of these 4 people kind of like walking through the city gates. Guards trying to stop them, and then you see a flash of something and a guard goes down, but they haven't been noticed. That is the only thing you two see from a distance. You guys are on a long watchtower. Right about here. Talking to that king guy right there.
King guy. Talking about bug snacks.
I thought you were gonna say butt stuff.
Butt pudding.
I mean, we might be talking about butt stuff.
So you're about like next to the blue roofed building right here. That's about where this little scene is.
Imagine if there was a king named Guy. All hail King Guy. No, I mean like actually though.
Yeah.
What about Full Metal Alchemist? Fuhrer King Bradley.
You know, there's
King,
just
King was his name, not a title.
King.
Yeah,
Oh, I
King
thought it
King.
was a title.
No, Fuhrer is the title.
Fuhrer King.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
literally named him King once they got him to be where he was at. I was like, that took me a while to like get to.
But yeah, you see this sort of commotion that nobody else in the town has really noticed yet. But you two,
Some guard just went down.
yes, over there by 7, kind of working their way through the middle of the passing 7, kind of in that little alleyway there.
Was that caused by the 4 I'm following?
Yes, you see it from another 200 yards behind. You see a guard kind of run out to like put a spear out, and a dude, he just like burning hands him like point blank in the face, and just melted him.
I will.
But since there was no scream, there was no real sound, so they just keep walking down the street.
So no like guards around.
They ice the only guard that noticed them.
Well, I mean, is there any around us?
Yeah, there's a few. Let's get some actual hero-looking people out here for guards.
I mean, I'll be dashing with my cunning action, and I'll be dashing forward to catch up.
When you were like, I'll be dashing, I was like,
So there's a guard kind of up on this ridge.
And where is this again?
Next to that blue building by 1.
Okay.
Like, Micah would be like where the guild hall is. It's like uphill.
Oh, blue building by 1. You mean 2 and 3?
Right here.
Oh, that one. Okay, I'm looking.
There's guards here, like, kind of on the way up. Like, up back to the top of the bowl. Right here. There's a guard talking to a nobleman right there in the next building over. There's another guard kind of walking this way, like, laterally along that side.
How far behind them? How far behind them am I?
About 100 yards.
100 yards. And
You would be like they're just crossing into like the square, but they're not paying any attention to these buildings here. They look to be going for a specific target. So you're passing by the guard tower. You just passed the corpse, but there's no other guards in like outside the guard tower right now. You do hear commotion inside if you'd like to try to bring up an alarm, but right now they're just working their way through.
Are there other guards nearby, or?
Yeah, there's a couple, but they don't. Nobody has noticed the. Like it was like I mean it was instantaneous. It was like whoosh, and he's just ash.
Okay.
it's like when the bad guys roll into town in a western.
Yeah, but their guns don't make a sound.
What do these guys look like again?
What's that?
What do these guys look like again?
Just sort of. A lot of them have patches of hair gone, but covered in burn marks, black robes, red accents. Some of them are carrying like bone daggers. One guy has like a cross, like a not crossbow, but a quarterstaff. He's kind of walking with. But you see them like pulling on like leather gloves. Some of them pulling hoods up.
Okay. Nearest live guard, anyway. I'll kind of whistle at him and kind of point over to the dead guard.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, 4 guys, black robes, heading right through town. I'm in pursuit, kind of thing.
Okay. With that,
Pursuit.
he kind of rouses the guard, pulls people, and he runs back into the tower there to get some more guards coming. You come up about 50 feet behind Miner, seeing like him to get these guards, and you see the ashes of like the dead guard just laying in the sand. What would you like to do?
Can I use perception to see perhaps where they ran off to?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception test.
12 with a huge kicker. 10, so 22.
You see them; they're actually visible to you guys now. Just walking up the lane. They're like walking up the hill, passing this area, going toward the guild hall.
kind of unnoticed from everybody else?
They're like shoving their way past, and when people do notice them, they just walk. They just get away.
Is 3 the guild hall?
1
1
is the guild hall.
And
3
7 is the tower.
3 is the town hall. This is where the town hall is in the middle. 2 is the Wayward Wench, where that's the tavern you guys were at.
How okay, they're there. How far behind am I?
You're about where 2 is. You're like, you'd be like where I'm sitting right now.
And they're kind of in this.
Approaching.
What I'm thinking is I was gonna try and lob an arrow in over them, kind of into the general vicinity to get people's attention.
Okay. So I'm gonna put you guys like on this edge of the map. Pyretta, are you gonna like hustle to catch up with
You're gonna have to hustle.
Snafu?
How far?
You're just about maybe 50, 60 feet behind him.
50, 60?
Yeah.
I'll catch up.
Okay.
Snafu.
You guys get one, like, sort of, like, I'll say like a surprise around action because they haven't noticed you guys yet. What would you guys like to do?
Like I said, I was kind of dropping an arrow in somewhere to catch. I probably can't see anybody specific from where I'm at, other than the
Give me a
4
perception.
guys.
There's this group of people here. You might be able to pick out the heroes from this.
That's a 12.
12. I'll see with the 12 here. At least you're able to see Jesse because he's on the outside.
Okay, I kind of want to lob an arrow, just kind of land near him to get his attention, because I know he would at least.
Well, he said we see them.
Oh, do you?
You see Jesse. You mark Jesse and Micah like you're looking at the same target. They just turned.
Oh, okay.
And now they're taking whatever action they are going to take. Actually, let me go ahead and get initiatives. I'll give you guys one surprise round as a whole table round thing, and we'll go ahead and get this party started.
Ooh, nice.
Jesse,
Not nice, but that's okay.
16.
16. Jared,
5.
but you like to go last usually.
Yeah, that's what I said, but that's okay.
Minor,
27.
27. Holy shit.
Well, I rolled a 17 and I got a plus
You
10
were
initiative.
hustling, weren't you?
I told you.
Micah,
14.
It's like when a bird's afraid of you, but not really committed to fly away from you. So
yeah.
they do that little hustle walk that they do.
Killdeer is what I'm thinking of. They run pretty good clip.
and then they do that fake broken wing thing.
Yeah. Or like they can't decide if they're gonna take off. Like should I?
Yeah. I'm thinking like when you're in a city or something and you're walking around the pigeons,
Pigeons are
Well, it's because they're
stupid.
pigeon-toed.
kind of side-eyeing you
nice.
and doing the whole head bob.
You missed that.
I will
Oh,
go.
I heard the pigeon.
Minor, I'll start with you because you had clocked these guys since they even like walked through the town gates.
Okay.
You do hear a sort of coming from 7 as like a town alarm has been called, but no commotion is kind of happening yet. You see all the townsfolk around you like all look at 7, like they all looking at like the watchtower. So like it'd be like way back there.
Okay.
They don't have anything in their hands, right?
They have some of them have like bone knives. One dude has a quarterstaff. They're armed with a series of melee weapons.
That burned a guy. All right,
I
so
didn't even know that guy.
I want to lay low for a while. And where are these two?
Over there by the brown building.
Oh, okay, up there. Gotcha.
These guards have noticed, by the way, that after they look, they see like this commotion going on.
What are they armed with?
Town guards are just armed with like a bone sword, a shield, and a spear.
Okay, so they're likely to come down to
Yeah.
get in melee with them.
Yep.
Getting melee with it. Getting melee with it.
Melee.
All right. The one farthest to your right, John.
Okay.
I'm gonna open fire on him,
All right.
Get in on the action here on the map.
but I don't have any. I'm not at an advantage point for it right now yet, am I?
No, they are actually higher than you.
Is that a short joke, John? No.
I mean, not in stature, but just in a location.
In elevation.
In elevation.
Amongst other things, it's not a short shield.
I actually want to make sure this hits, so that'll be a dirty 21.
Is that
As if you could have a natural 21.
That bad?
21, you said that hits, right?
Yes. Go ahead with damage.
Yes.
He wouldn't know where you. I would say he might have used shield, but he does not know where you are. So
Again, that's part of the surprise round, right?
yeah.
I'm actually give me a strength saving throw as well.
Okay.
DC 17.
NC 17.
What? Oh yeah, gotcha.
5.
Sweet, he fails. He's gonna be tripped.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Give him a nice prone, juicy target for a melee person, hopefully. And the damage will be 14 piercing
Okay.
to him. Second attack.
Your arrow kind of catches him in the back of the leg, like in the upper thigh area, and he just boom, just hits the ground. You see a cloud of dirt kind of like kick up. Like, when he hits the sand.
Almost looks like he tripped over his own robe.
Yeah.
They're all doing the badass like slow motion walk into town.
That was my whole. They're like
the tumbleweed
they're like
blowing.
the assassins from like Kill Bill, like dum ducka dum, you know. But like one of them just catches an arrow on the back of the leg.
I was like, you would assume he tripped on his own robe, other than the fact that people don't go ah before they trip on their own robe.
Right. Son of a bitch.
Oh, next attack. I'm trying to get in my mind here on how I want to do things. Just the one in the back then, closest to me. Just a regular attack.
Okay.
Oh, that'll probably be a miss. That's yeah. 14?
No,
Yeah,
when
I think so.
the arrow collides against a coalescent sort of like red fiery magic shield that flashes when the arrow hits his back.
Nat 2 blue die, you're not starting off very well. Third attack. Ooh, that one's not good either. A nat 4, so that would be a 16.
16 actually does penetrate the shield.
Sweet. That'll be 8 piercing to him.
8. That was the one to the very back, or the one next to him?
Yeah, I'll stick with the very back, seeing I missed him. Is there any other place I can get some sort of vantage? Just gonna be these two, but nothing from behind?
Nothing from behind.
Okay.
Technically, this is like a slope that they're walking
Okay,
up
no, that's
right
fine.
now.
How easy is it climbable?
Not like a 20 athletics, but you just you'd have to get up to it. That's basically it. How far is your movement?
Only 25.
I'll say you could get.
Well,
to, like,
but I can cunning action dash.
You can actually. You could do
Yes.
that.
Which just doubles my.
So let me I'll kind of build it out to represent more like of the walkway up.
Okay. I will probably then attempt.
So I'll say if you want to, before you hit your dash, this will be your normal move. You'll get like right here.
Okay. And then dash would be.
You want to get like right here?
Yeah. Up there.
Give me an athletics check.
An athletics, which is not very good. 10.
That's enough. Yeah, it was just a 10. It's rough. It's rough rock. If it was like smooth wall, you'd have a problem. But it's just rough stone.
Yeah. It was a matter of, do I break out my spider cakes or should I be able to make it?
Yeah. So that's for your turn. We'll do the back first, and then we'll go get you guys. So Jiren, what would you like to do?
Wait. What are you doing? I thought it was last in the
Surprise
initial.
round.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, you're
probably trying to
you're
catch up
about
anyway.
this far away from them, like where I'm holding your character.
All right. I will double move, but I would like to get into that rocky. Well, actually, up by Snafu's fine.
Okay,
But-
this is the bottom of the slope, so you can kind of start climbing up the slope.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay, Micah.
What's the range? Okay, that's within range. I'm going to attempt to cast slow on them.
Slow.
Okay.
It's up to 6 creatures within 120 feet, and a 40-foot cube. So that should hit. Yeah, that'll hit all of them. Now it's a wisdom saving throw. Has to be 18.
18. Okay. These two passed, these two failed.
Okay. Their speed is halved. They take -2 to AC and Dex saving throws and can't use reactions. On its turn, it can either use an action or a bonus action, not both. Regardless of the creature's abilities or magic items, it can't make more than one melee or ranged attack during its turn. If a creature attempts to cast a spell with a casting time of 1 action, roll a d20. On 11 or higher, the spell doesn't take effect until its next turn, and the creature must use its action on that turn to complete the spell. If it can't, the spell's wasted.
I said these two failed, right?
Correct. Yeah. And then a creature affected by the spell makes another wisdom saving throw at the end of its turn.
Okay. So you thrust this vision into their minds as you like sort of pierce back through their perception. Now they are wading in like this like waist high river of just molasses, just trying to work their way through. So they're looking like they're walking really slow through like waist high like really thick water, but they're just in open air. There's
From
nothing.
an epic intro music for them to dun 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 dun.
Fucking chariots of fire.
And then I'll just yell out, just, guards, get those men.
Okay, Jesse.
The 3 that are up, I want to cast Bane.
Bane.
Bang.
Bane.
So they make Charisma saving throws.
Okay.
You have to make your charisma saving throw.
Oh, what's my DC?
You merely adopted the
18.
charisma. I was born in it.
Do you not see my majesty?
These two
Like Filthy Frank, you know
are
that
Bane.
scene? Or that picture.
So when they want to make an attack or a saving throw for the next minute, they have to roll a d4 and subtract the d4 from the roll.
Okay. Alright, so when you were saying whether slowed casting that spell, what was that effect you were saying? Like it would take it would go
If
up.
they try to cast a spell,
Yes.
they roll a d20.
Okay.
On 11 or higher, the spell doesn't, or I roll a d20 when they cast a spell. On 11 or higher, it doesn't take effect until the
Next turn. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
And if for some reason they can't cast it on the next turn, the spell's just gone.
We then go to normal initiative. Minor, you are first.
Am I considered vantage, or should I?
Up
probably
here
climb?
you would be. Right now
Okay,
you are
okay.
level terrain with them.
I will scramble up
You're up to their shoulders right now.
what I can yeah, to there. Just in my normal movement, that'd be fine to get there. Okay.
Now you're a couple heads above.
Give me
me.
another DC 10 athletics real quick.
Now you technically have the high ground.
Oh, whew. It was on a 7, then to 17.
Okay. All right.
You're coming around.
You
All right.
scramble right up there.
All right, so let's resume some attacks. I'll keep pelting that one in the back, seeing I already hit him once.
Okay.
All right, Blue, I'll give you another try. Break you in. Probably not. Well, maybe. 18. No, because that would be plus 21.
21.
That'll work.
That's a hit.
That was just on attacks for that bow, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay. I was thinking there was something more, but alright. Oh, I could do that.
Hold up. Is that Minnie just slamming a potion over there?
What?
Over by the X?
No, it's a like a mug of beer.
Oh, okay.
I think that's the Town Drunk Mini.
As I say, whatever he is, he's missing a boot.
Yeah.
I've never seen that one before.
Yeah, that's one of the. I got them for like $20. You get like 30 commoners that are
Okay,
pre-painted.
just yeah.
I might get
okay.
a second one just because there's. I like
Just
to have
the flavor.
Yeah, the townsfolk.
Cool.
I just remembered this bow can I can do lightning arrow.
Oh.
Once per day, so I was just double checking what that entails. Dang it. I'll read it later. It's kind of a long one.
Dang it, Bobby. Cast that lightning arrow.
Alright, so that's
So
just
like
9
arrows and
okay,
lightning
dang.
arrows.
9 piercing on him.
What's that?
9 piercing on the
9
one
piercing,
back.
okay.
Second attack, and I'll actually start breaking out sharpshooter here.
While screaming out madly, "That's my purse! I don't know you."
I don't know you.
There's a 24
24, okay.
to hit. D6 plus 15. I'll make it. 18 piercing.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have advantage on any of these yet, do I? A 17 to hit.
17 does hit.
Sweet.
Actually, now that we're not on surprise round, he is going to expend his reaction to do shield.
Okay.
So, like, after the first couple arrows hit him, he's able to, like, pull up an arcane, sigil, and, like, it just, like, impacts
Is he
him.
slowed?
No.
Okay.
These 2 blue ones are
Oh,
slowed.
that's right.
He's
But
just...
that-
I was
that's-
about to-
But even then, could he take reactions if they're slowed? Or how that work?
No, I don't
No.
believe you can take reactions
If
if you're
there's-
hit.
Okay, that's right.
I think
okay.
you can only take a movement or a...
bonus act. Well, you can you can take, an action
or a movement.
Or a movement.
or bonus action. You can't do both.
Yeah, you can't do
So
that.
you can either move, you can either attack, or you can do a bonus action.
Okay. Yeah, so that'll be it then.
Okay.
Are we in normal initiative now?
We are a normal initiative, yes. And it is actually their turn.
Oh shit! You know what?
What's up?
Assassinate. Advantage on attacks versus creatures that haven't taken an action yet. And any creature hit that is surprised is a critical hit.
So go ahead and...
Ooh, I forgot about that. It's
If
like,
you-
wait, there's a reason I wanted to be first in initiative. What was it?
Do you remember? I can just double the damage.
Yeah, let me throw in the sneak attack on that one. Ooh, you like that? Those 2 dice right there? 2 6s, so that's 12, double that, 24.
So 24 plus double.
Yeah, that was...
Bloody
No, it was 12, double it for the crit, 24.
Yeah.
That
No,
was-
yeah.
that
Well,
was
I had to
sneak
double
attack.
the damage you already did, too.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. He's bloody.
All
But
right.
he did block that last arrow.
Why was there a reason I wanted to be
Thunk,
first?
ah! It is their turn. These 2 are going to continue, like, they're kind of reacting slowly now that they see this ambush. He's, okay, so you're going to give me 2 d20 rolls because they're going to both try to cast spells.
Okay. 18. 11. So
So-
they both go off not this turn, but the next turn.
Next turn.
Yep.
Okay. So this one, you see him whirl around and pull up his finger like a little gun, and then click, click, click. And he is casting Scorching Ray on 3 targets. This one, he's kind of like, pulls his magical, like, kind of sigils together, and he raises up and does an action where he throws something, that a fireball appears, and it's arcing toward you guys. This guy's gonna get up, see what's going on. He's going to pull this glowing red orb out of his robe, and then hurl it to the ground. It smashes, and this giant elemental wreathed in fire erupts from the ground and just washes heat over the square.
How does counterspell work?
I was gonna say the one that's
I
like
do have that now.
yeah, the one that's hurling a fireball at us. I was gonna counterspell that one.
You want to counterspell that one?
Yeah.
Okay. You see the fireball. He doesn't realize it because you see this kind of smirk come across his face, like seconds after you've already counterspelled this fireball. And then the sort of realization is,
Can I counterspell the elemental?
it is not actually a spell, it is an item.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you do notice that was not a summon. He broke a glass item that made this thing appear.
Oh yeah.
And it gets added into the initiative. Okay. So, that guy made that spawn, and then this guy is going to see you sniping up there. Now, you're hexed. You then roll a d4 on attack rolls.
It says attack. Let's see, bang.
I think it's attack skills and saves.
Okay.
Whenever an attack roll or saving throw.
Okay, just
Okay.
a save.
Because he's going to try to hit you guys with Scorching Rays. One for each of you. One for the guard, one for you, one for you. Okay. So, first, we'll go with Jared. What's your AC?
Currently 14.
So you see his spell, like, after the Bane, like, it flashes, like, almost like static, but it still is able to go through and collide with your shoulder.
Okay.
Snafu, same with you. He's got... what's your AC?
17.
Right over your head. Guard. He is struck the side of the head and just falls as he's turning to regard these cultists.
The guard is turning to regard.
Jared.
Was he a red guard?
Could be. What's
Or
your
the
guard,
desert?
John?
I mean, they got, like, guards usually have, like, a d8 of health plus, like, 3, so...
Now he's a dead guard.
Go ahead and take 7 points of damage, Jared.
Okay.
Alright. We're on turn 3, which is going to be you, Jesse.
I always go with this watch face on my watch because it reminds me of GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Nice.
I red lightning arrow channel, so.
I might not use it on these guys, though. They're not.
No?
Hey, come on.
They're scrub minions, not scrub lords.
They're scrub, yes.
Are you trying to tell something bigger is coming, John?
Scrublings.
Just saying.
I like that word, scrubbling.
You can use it if you like. Don't take my commentary. It's a way to
I
tell
would
you how to
play
play
it
your
as Snafu
character.
would play it. He's like, hey, we got some AoE here. I got a way to do some AoE. This would be fun.
I'm gonna go
God says foreplay
over
is
here to get some
acceptable.
cover.
Okay.
Table
Yeah, but now there's 5.
Actually, before I do that, while I'm next to Micah, I'm going to do Eldritch Blast
Okay.
on the pure one there in the back.
Okay.
The pure one?
The one that doesn't have any effects on it.
Oh, the one I tripped.
Oh, yeah, the one he tripped. Okay, go ahead and roll your attack.
Two 18s and a natural 20.
Everything hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
And then crits are double or
Double, yeah.
regular dice roll.
Some people do the roll 2 dice, but you can still get screwed. I don't like that.
You can still get screwed though if you roll a 1 and then you just double it to 2. I don't know. Potato, I think maybe.
But I mean, like, if you roll 2, you get a 4. But I mean, like, in the other way, you can still get, like, 2 1s.
Right,
Roll it, you know.
34 force damage.
34 force damage? Okay.
And then I'll run.
Nice. Solid hits right in his upper body. He kind of hunkers down and crouches after taking those hits. Not like prone, but he's kind of trying to get down and get low. After your turn, Jesse, it is Micah.
Maka.
I'd always thought maybe like it would be kind of risky because it would have to be NPCs would get it too, but like for a crit, like I roll a d6 for damage. If I crit, like you'd roll 2d6, but technically one would automatically be a 6, and then the other would just be whatever. So that way at least it's higher damage, but that would also mean the PCs would have to take that too.
That is true.
Somebody crits on you. It's an interesting thought anyway.
Yeah.
To make crits seem a bit more
Chunky.
yeah.
Some people do like effect decks. Like hit him in the arm, they'll drop whatever, hit him in the leg,
Last Canon
whatever.
podcast I listen to, they do effect dice.
Yeah. Yep.
They also have fumble cards too.
There is, I think I've seen people that's called like Epic Armory. I think it's called.
Yeah, it might be the same one they do.
They did a chase deck as well, where it was for Pathfinder, so it's all Pathfinder skills.
Yeah, that's with classic.
But like
Yeah,
you would
yeah.
shuffle this deck and you deal out 8 cards, and you'd have to. It would basically make your skill challenge for you. So it'd be like Urban Chase. It'd be like people carrying something across your path, you know,
I see
and then
what you're saying.
yeah. So like all these different scenarios, you'd all have to get, you know.
As Jesse put it, pure guy is bloodied, right?
You believe so?
Okay.
He got shot in the back of the leg and then caught 3 force bolts to the face. So yeah, he's pretty rough.
How's that dirt taste?
Okay.
Just want to prep you for the dirt now.
Picture of that kid. He's like,
So are the townspeople not scrambling? Or
they're gonna at the
panicking?
end of the initiative round.
They're just like, oh, another day in Athos.
Yeah, just
Those
make it quick.
those elemental cultists.
It's just easier to give them ones because they suck. Yeah.
I'm gonna try a new ability. I
Ooh,
haven't had a
okay.
chance to use yet.
Kill another child.
Nope. Well, I mean, he looks
Patricide.
like an adult.
Infanticide.
Kill an old man.
I'm going to look at the guy in the back.
This dude.
That one.
This guy.
Not the pure one.
The pure
yes.
one. Okay.
The potentially bloodied one. And I'm just gonna, I guess, look at him and just kind of go like this, and I'm gonna do detonate on him.
Okay.
You can try to explode a medium or smaller creature, construct that or creature.
Keep that in mind, Aaron.
If the creature's intelligence score is 4 or higher, or it has more than 100 hit points, it fails.
It does not have more than 100 hit points.
Okay. So, otherwise, the creature must make a con saving throw.
Natural 2.
Oh, no! Out goes the weasel.
On a failed saving throw, the creature explodes and is instantly destroyed. In addition,
Oh, tell me there's corpse
each
explosion
creature
damage.
within 20 feet of it must make a dex saving throw.
Hexed did make it.
And then don't those two have things for saving throws?
Yeah,
oh, no,
minus-
they have -2 on saving throws.
He-
to sail,
Well,
sa-
then technically
slow.
Hex got a 0. And then let's see what the other guy did not get even that much better. And then the elemental, it did take fire damage.
Mhm.
That just the chunks hit the elemental, but they sizzle and burn to ash because it's immune to fire.
So then, if they fail, they take 8d6 fire.
Holy, yeah.
Good lord.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 14th level ability, though.
It's like a fireball, and you get to explode somebody first. You don't throw the fireball, you make the exploding
I
person
make
a
them
fireball.
You make the
fireball.
He is the Robin.
It is the-
Oh, donut again? Shut up, Robin, and go change your armor.
Oh, if he had anything magical on him, it's unaffected though.
Okay.
So he has
Just a pile of ashy meat chunks and a sterling breastplate laying in the middle of it.
29.
29. Okay. Oh boy. I'll just put a big old X over number 4 there. Whoosh! This dude just immolates like an anime, like where the white light just kind of like slowly fades out. Like, ah!
Just winks out of existence.
And then just go boom! And like I said, the ashes and like the explosion just kind of like awash over the fire elementals. He just kind of turns over, looks for a second, and then looks back to the sea of people in front of him. These two do take their damage. They get not knocked aside, but they do get kind of like throw their hands up, get
Slowly.
covered in fire. Well, number one, he's still reacting to the counter spell, and then just the fire washes over him, and he's like.
I just want to picture he's like turning his head, like looking, and then there's like splat of chunks.
The fire's already gone across his face. His skin is gone, and now he's just reacting to them being first hit with it.
His skin is burned off from the fireball, but then the skin of his buddy like fills it and just splat.
Next up is the fire elemental. Actually, he's gonna step here. And he kind of opens this fiery maw, and this sort of fire breath washes out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right next to you, Jesse. As you round the corner, this flash of fire goes forth and just wipes out this whole group of townsfolk. And he's gonna continue to walk. He walks forward as just like unleashes this like pyroclasm of fire breath across that town street, and just they're gone. They're just piles of clothing. End of his turn, Jared. Doesn't even matter if they would have made the save. They still, even with half damage, they would have got wiped. The townsfolk, all of them.
Okay, take my movement. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Now, am I able to conceal myself at all?
Not really. If you were to get up here and lay flat, maybe.
Okay. So, I'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 5 foot
Yep,
increment.
it's
okay.
a 5 foot, yeah.
Okay.
Give me a quick athletics check real quick.
Okay, you bet. Athletes. 16 plus 6, 22.
You got it.
Okay. And then I kind of take careful aim and then do that, lay flat to conceal myself.
Okay.
18 plus 7 for the stealth, if I'm rolling to be stealthy.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna feel slightly offended that they're talking about being all perfect fighting stuff. Athos helped me out. I'm gonna cast Erupting Earth as a level 4.
Okay.
It's gonna cover a 20-foot cube radius, whatever. I know 3 dudes.
It's a little delayed, but Jared, I think you have this on your board and probably would have played it. So when that guy blew up,
Yeah, I use that pretty regularly. Yeah. All right. Okay. So I need to roll roll some d12s, but each creature must make a dex saving throw.
Okay.
And I still have the -2 for slow.
They all fail. Single digits, all of them.
Not to mention Bane.
Yeah.
33 bludgeoning damage, and that is all difficult terrain now.
So if they move, it's what, half speed?
And yeah, Paretta's gonna be grumbling about the whole fire thing.
This guy, like, as you open up the earth underneath the back one, he falls into like a small chasm in the earth and just gets swallowed back up.
Cue Wilhelm scream.
Oh, he screams when it gets cut off as the earth just swallows him up.
Yeah.
All right. Top of the order.
Were the townspeople gonna flee?
Oh yeah, sorry.
I'm
They
only
are.
saying that 'cause I'm putting
Yeah,
it
they
on
are
the
definitely fleeing.
Half their population just got wiped out. The executioner just solely walks up by himself. I've been training my entire life.
If that was
for
the
this.
town square, it's now the town square route. Math joke.
Oh, that was a piece of pie.
Whatever.
And these guards are gonna come down. He's gonna attack. Well, he'll hit for a d6.
Maybe I'll find another
Because
side.
if the guard comes in and gets the last hit, he's like, ah!
Soupa's a hero.
That guard kind of runs up to the elemental and like braces himself, not quite sure what to do. Because you do, even you, Micah, from that far away, feel heat radiating off this thing. Like, even as he walks next to the corpses that he's like just made, they are like their clothes that were left burst into fire, just being close to it.
All right, so top of the order now.
Yes.
Okay. All right, see if I can mop up those guys. One is slow. The other one is.
They're both slow.
Okay, they're both slow.
And one's hexed.
Yep.
And one is the hex. All right, I'll go for the one that the guard is on.
Okay.
Sharpshooting.
Boo.
That'll be a 27 to hit.
Oh, yeah. No, actually, the hand of God comes down and blocks the shot.
Well, fuck
No.
God. He's within 5 feet of somebody who's an ally, right?
Oh yeah.
Sneak attack.
No, he's an important NPC in a future quest. You knock him out.
Yeah.
The hand of God
He
comes down.
gets away.
Yeah.
The hand of God comes down to block the arrow. Get wrecked,
25 piercing to that guy.
Okay.
Still alive.
So he's the whole BT.
Ooh. That's a 13 to hit. Probably not.
13 does not hit.
Yeah, I hit one like
Oh,
that.
Micah, do they get saves at the end of their turn for that slow effect?
Mm-hmm. Wisdom saving throw.
Nope.
No, they don't, John.
Nope.
23 to hit on the last shot.
Yeah.
16 piercing.
16. Okay. He's like so dead, but he's just up for some reason. He's
If I'd have hit that second shot.
pin-cushioned of arrows. This dude's like hitting him with a big like barbed club, just like thwack, thwack, thwack.
So
Just
he's
like
getting humiliated too.
He's covered in his friend.
Yep.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Did some of those guts make it up to me?
sure.
I might just kind of like.
It doesn't taste like just ash.
Yeah, I just kind of.
It's like running your finger along the bottom of a grill and then licking
All right,
it.
Yeah.
bonus action. Can I spit? Can I spit it out on the other guy that's right near me?
Yeah, it hits him in the face and then
I've always wanted to use.
No, he's going.
yeah.
I've always wanted to use slow. Kudos for it, man. It's like it sounds fun. I just never
Yeah.
have.
No, it's fun. It was the only other time I used it this campaign. They all saved. I was like,
Nah. Go ahead and roll your dice.
oh, he's
Casting another spell.
casting.
Yeah.
10. Nope, goes off this time.
Whoosh! This guy feels trouble. He turns around and he pulls off the burning hands and just gets awash with fire. So the town guard that was going to play hero, unfortunately,
It's a footnote.
is a footnote.
Was he casting a spell before that though?
It just fizzled because he got counterspelled.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
He
that one
was
got
the
counterspelled.
fireball, yeah.
Okay, that's right.
This one is actually gonna. He's gonna make a. He passes his morale check. He's gonna try to run away.
Now, do they move half speed with slow?
So yeah,
So
he gets
it's
one square.
So it's quarter
He
speed.
gets one square.
He's like slowly
No,
stumbling in a loose earth.
He'd get two. He would get two, so he gets to the end. That's it. Yeah, a whole second square, guys. Game changed.
One square per turn.
I should just trip him.
But he's like,
However, even though he's hexed the net 20, he hits that save off the slow.
Did he do a minus D4?
Let's see. If it's a 4, he won't make it. I'll put it on there. That's a 2.
I was like, now, John.
Yeah, now it will fight. So as he starts to run, you can see the time start to kind of like catch up back with him. At the end of his turn,
But now he trips.
Yeah, so now he trips. Now it's like when you're running full tilt and someone just gives you a nice little push and you just can't keep up.
Just start running as soon as your feet hit the ground.
It's
You'll be fine.
It's like in like Sonic or Mario where you're on the treadmills that keep going, so you have to like counterbalance the speed, but then they throw the opposite direction. You're like, fuck!
Yeah. No!
they put like the Sega games on the Switch for the virtual console, and you can rewind with the 2 buttons.
Yeah.
It's so nice in Sonic if you like completely just botch a jump, just like click.
I'm not gonna lie. This is the hottest take I'll ever admit on stream. I've yet to complete an original Mega Man game without the rewind feature.
Really?
Bosses are tough as fuck for me.
Dang.
Stages I can do. I can do all the stages. But some of those bosses, they just don't click in my brain.
What a loser.
says the man who doesn't even own an NES. Okay.
That's why I said it.
But his dad works for Nintendo.
His dad doesn't work.
I want to chase him.
Okay.
So, can I move 6 and then Misty Step up here?
Yeah.
I lust for prey.
Pursuit?
You do that.
And I'm
From
just
across the
gonna-
way.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna be like, that one's mine. Okay.
You know me. Follow.
And I'm gonna like point you guys towards the other one in the elemental. That like took out half the town.
So you're running down a very steep grade hill.
I'll just say, don't spoil dinner.
No, I don't eat anymore anyway. I've evolved beyond the food.
Mike.
We had to start a pamphlet.
Snafu's just like, not more for me. What?
Pamphlet just reads, hungry? Well, that sucks. Sucks to suck.
I don't like how the roof of my fortified building turned out.
Here is said fortified building.
It's not textured. It just looks like cement.
Poured cement and athos?
Yeah. It was meant to be more of a fantasy building anyway. Like a traditional.
Well, that's fine. You don't gotta
Yeah.
explain it. They found the means.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's reminded me of the prison that we talk about every now and again, where you use the mud ring to lock the
Yeah.
general up.
I was actually
Lock them in
reading
there.
the November 1998 issue of Dungeon with the top 30 adventures, and they like according to all the writers of the D&D like Dungeon magazine, and they did the top 10 Dungeon magazine submitted dungeons. Blood Sorcerer's Tomb was number 1.
Oh,
Like,
nice.
that's funny.
Because didn't we technically do that?
You did that one, yeah. I threw it in our Elder Scrolls campaign.
Yeah, the one I nearly choked to death.
Yep.
There was a...
And then we found the most magical item in the world.
Yeah.
The mud ring.
The Mud Sorcerer's Ring.
You have to mention that horn that summons sea life to do your bidding.
That was
Oh,
that
That
was
was
an
that was
anvil.
a cave on that was a different one. That was a different place.
Different, yeah,
That was-
right.
that
right.
was an anvil.
Not from that one, but I'm just
Oh,
talking
oh,
about
okay,
special
yeah,
items
yeah.
in general. But there was a shirt that I saw, one of those Facebook targeted ad things, but I thought it was funny. It had a couple different D&D shirt designs, but one of them was like a head, and it had like a D&D map over the silhouette of the head.
Mm-hmm.
Said something clever, I'm sure, but somebody commented and said, "You're only a real veteran if you know what that map really is." It was absolutely Tomb of Horrors.
Oh yeah.
I recognized
Oh,
it
nice.
immediately. I'm like, oh my god.
Veteran. Whose turn?
Okay.
That was yours.
Yep,
Yeah.
he's.
I didn't realize. I didn't even know.
Figure
I
out
didn't,
what it
just
was.
didn't even know whose it was. I didn't catch.
That's all good.
When like my core ability to do fire damage, I'm like,
Flashbacks.
Wait, you're having that problem?
Yeah. Flashbacks of that first Christmas one shot when I had Jasper and he throws us like trolls or something that were
Oh, immune to fire.
either immune or had
Resist at
resistance
least.
to. I'm like,
Yeah.
well,
So I always wanted to make. If I ever made, if I ever had to play Dungeons and Dragons, I'd like to make a frost wizard. That'd be cool. Like make him like a Rasputin style, like Russian like mystic flavor.
Oh,
And he's just like
okay.
this ice wizard from like the frozen north.
just, fuck that bitch.
Fuck
This
that
is
bitch.
this is Russia.
don't be a beach.
I'm not gonna lie, I would love to play a Lord of the Rings campaign where we play the wizards.
That'd be fun.
The blue, the gray,
Yeah.
the blues, the gray, the brown. Yeah, yeah.
Together we're the Power Rangers.
Yeah. Power wizards.
I'm getting that. I'm getting that Power Rangers RPG.
Go Tolkien wizards.
Okay.
We'll have our own Power Rangers. Damn it.
Blackjack and hookers. You don't forget the Power Rangers.
Blackjack, hookers.
Cocaine.
Whoa!
Yeah. By your powers combined, I am Charlie Sheen.
Okay. I'll just try to matter agitate.
We'll do
them.
we'll do the Super Sentai because they're all something man. It'll be called Charlie Man.
Charlie Man, there we go. Charlie Day.
Super Ranger Charlie Man.
Day, Charlie Sheen, a little bit of both.
I'll try to matter agitate him. So he just has to roll a con save.
If you ever cast reduce or enlarge to reduce something, you have to break out the quote from Pinky and the Brain. Where he
22.
had that wand.
Yeah, he succeeded.
Charlie Sheen, Ben Vereen, shrink to the size of a lima bean.
I'm surprised you remember that. That's funny.
Odd things I remember from my youth.
I miss Reduce and Large. That was a good creative spell. I miss
Yep.
that character, Dr. Rothstein. That was a good campaign.
I was thinking shrinking that one giant there, and what town was that? That giant was coming at us, and I had Clyde.
That was
cast
that was
reduce.
in
That was the ESO.
Dune. That
Yeah,
was
it
in Dune.
Yeah.
You guys were at the
Yeah, that's
the
where we.
gladiatorial pit.
Yeah,
where,
that's
like,
where
the,
we convinced the guy that Boethia.
Yeah,
had,
you,
turned
like,
him away.
Yeah, one of the Khan's like main enforcers, the cleric of it. Because this whole part, it was a D&D party. That was he made them all of his like generals. That was his cleric. And Boethia came down, completely took away his power, and failed his save. He's like, no.
And then that giant comes running in. So
Yeah,
I,
just running
So I had
back.
the minion Clyde. Just
Reduce.
Reduce. Fail. Reduce.
They
Fail.
just-
Last try. Reduce. It works.
He's just a nude, angry man. Because he was a giant, so he's like had like a loincloth and
Yeah.
like a helmet, and he reduced him just to the size of a regular dude.
That was one of the best.
Anything else, Jared or
No.
Micah? Sorry.
No.
Elemental. Elemental sees you like shit, and then he's gonna boom, boom,
Made the save.
boom, 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 boom.
As Michael or Jesse falls.
As he enters your melee range, take 5 damage. No, I'm sorry. He attacks you first. If he hits you, you take the 5 damage.
If you put this music to like a keyboard, I can picture the Styx Grand Illusion. It starts out. Just need that.
So close.
Okay. So the first attack, he makes a fire scimitar out of his own body and slices across, but you're dodge. But the last one, he swings across and clips you in the side. Doesn't like slice you in half or anything, but it does chunk you in the arm. Take 13 points of damage, and then take 5 points of fire damage.
What was the AC on that? Or the attack?
The attack was a 24.
Okay.
Okay.
Somebody else has shield too. Right?
That's his turn. So you saw the fire creature make a weapon out of one of his hands and start attacking Micah with it. Jared.
As I'm pulling back an arrow, I'm like, I don't think I can disarm that.
No, you'd literally disarm it.
Disarm him.
I realized I'm missing a crucial link on here. I don't have the DM Dave's like web page that shows me all of my bonus action shit I can do that. So I was like, fuck it, just go the next turn.
Yeah.
Alright, sorry I'm pondering here.
It's all good, man.
Alright, can I do this? No, it won't be base now. Fuck it, I'll do it anyways. You guys do what you can. I'm going to cast in a ring form, Wall of Fire. It needs to make a dex saving throw, but I'm going to use meta magic to turn it to cold damage.
Nice.
I'm going to grumble something about fucking perfect fire.
Dex save?
Dex save, yes.
6.
Ooh, that is not enough. So,
Are you just putting it right around it?
well, I want it to end at Micah and essentially be a circle 20 around. So, I'm gonna fuck this up somehow.
I mean, if
I'm
you're gonna
sure.
move shit, go ahead and move shit.
Okay, so it is right here. I'll put an X just so I don't fuck up where it's at. 5, 10, 15, 20 is gonna be the point or the radius? Hold on.
Is that?
It's gonna be a circle, and I want it to end there. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that'll work.
Or a ringed wall up to 20 feet in diameter.
Yeah, that's
okay. Perfect. 20 feet high and 1 foot thick.
Yep.
So it'll end right where it'll split Micah in apart. Is kind of where I'm aiming.
Split Micah in half, Waylon.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay. Cool. Sweet. Okay.
Slick move. All right.
All right. She's gonna grumble shit about perfect fire. Watch this. Cast that, and it failed. So.
Is it one of those at the start of its turn or when it ends its turn, or?
On my turn.
Okay, I just
Yes.
making sure because some spells.
Nope,
some
you're
spells say
absolutely
that.
right. I did very much mull that over. 10, 16, 21, and 27 cold damage.
Hot. More like cold.
Cool. I've completely removed the heat from this fire. Lasts for duration. Cool. When it appears, each creature within
How
this
much
area.
damage? 20.
29.
Thanks.
I said yeah. 29 cold damage. A failed save takes that half as much unsuccessful, and I'm going to have it spew cold inwards.
Okay.
Yeah, because otherwise it would hit Micah.
That's kind of. I don't want to hit the crossfire too.
It's okay. Cold resistance.
All right. So as he kind of withdraws from the strike, this sort of wall of blue fire like races up between you two, and you get this immediate relief from like it's like going from like the inside of an oven to like the outside like right now. It's like, oh god.
Going to go into shock from the sudden change.
I can almost picture that. having brazed in some of those closets with the torch, and I didn't have a fan, so all that heat has nowhere to go, and I'm already like 6 inches from this. Yeah, fucking oven.
When at my job we lose the AC units and you're working on oven,
yeah.
and then you decide to go take a couple minutes in the cooler.
Yeah.
Woo.
Me? All right. I'm actually gonna turn and help out. I can never remember your characters' names. I always feel bad.
Malagaz?
Malagaz. Yeah, I was like,
Okay.
it's right there. I'm gonna aim.
I remember it purely because of the leader of the Blue Dragon Flight, I believe his name now goes as well. Now goes. Okay, so real close.
Aim, so I have advantage. Actually,
But that's why.
Yeah.
yeah, I want it to hit. That's what I'm going for. Oof. I wanted it to hit, so it would be just a regular shot. If I want it to hit 5 and a 7, but 7 is the higher of the two,
Okay, cool.
plus 15. Oh, still a 22.
Hits.
Give me a wisdom save, please.
It's
DC
an
7.
11.
Ooh, nice. Goading attack has disadvantage on all attacks except against me until the end of my next turn. So he has disadvantage on everything. Roll my damage. Ooh, that's some nice there. There's a couple 5s, a 6, and a 9. So that's 10, 20. What? Yeah, 25, right? Yeah, it's 15, 10. 25 plus another 5 is 30 piercing.
30 piercing. Okay. You're firing this from your magical bow, right?
Yeah, the high bow.
The high bow.
I think I'll at least. I got them goaded, so that's kind of my main thing. I want to try. I'll turn back and try and finish off the one guy with the blue ring still on him.
Okay.
Hoping it's enough to. Hoping what I did is enough to keep Malagaz going.
What's the goading do?
Tanking ability essentially.
Yeah.
He'll have disadvantage on any attacks that aren't against him.
Okay, gotcha.
So, and
It's drawing aggro. essentially.
Yeah.
trying to. All right, so we're sharpshooting this
Keep it in
one.
place if you can.
23 to hit on him, so I'm sure that hits.
Yes.
Ooh, another max. 21 piercing.
Good.
And third attack.
Oh, he's gone. He had
Oh, is he
4
gone?
Yeah, 4 HP left.
Okay, then I would have
Okay.
turned back to the elemental,
me.
but I think that one's gonna miss. 12.
I believe so. Yes.
Okay.
It's sort of made of rock and fire, like kind of like volcanic
Yeah, it's
rock.
like
So
tectonic plates
yeah,
on it.
just kind of pings off. The
I'm just
rock.
changing targets too quickly. I'm like elemental, this back, and then I was like, oh wait, he's dead.
Giving myself a headache.
Give myself whiplash.
All right. After you. 2, 3, 4. This guy is going to cast. Walls everywhere. Wall of flame. Right down that thoroughfare there. As he is running this way, you see him cast this line of fire, Jesse. So you'll have to either misty step over or like leap over it if you want to try to get like back on his trail. All right, and
keep going along this ridge.
going like that blue line.
Oh, so he has it this way now?
He's headed this way. He's running out of town.
Right, so he's headed
Yes.
this way.
Yeah.
Does the fire go up over the rock?
It's gonna meet like right here.
Okay. Can I go around it from being up here?
Yeah,
And
Technically.
like still have line of sight on him?
yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
It is your turn actually,
Okay.
and then Micah.
There we go.
Okay. So I'll come towards you, John.
Oh, sorry.
5.
Forward.
You want to leap down into the sand?
Yeah.
6.
And I'll cast Hold Person on him. He does a Wisdom saving throw minus a D4.
A D4 could save you on this one. What's the save?
18.
He got an 18, but that brought him down 2. So that was
Ooh.
he almost resisted it, and then your hex like re-embraces it, and so now he's held in place.
This feels familiar.
Maybe not. Almost.
petrified. Like, none of the colors make sense. Like,
Was paralyzed green?
You'd think it'd be red versus like
poisoned is green. That makes
Okay,
sense to me.
That's the only one that makes sense then.
We'll just say he's restrained. Screw it. He's got the twin rings of restrained next on his heavy arms there. All right.
Doomed to die.
So he's frozen in place, like looking away from you, like he's gonna run. Micah.
Whoop 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 whoop.
We started today all badass, and now today's just ruined. My friends are
You're
dead.
supposed to burn things, man.
Badass. Now I feel like a dumbass.
Red Foreman just giving you a stern glare from afar.
Could have been Red Eamer. That's my
I guess I'll try.
Dragonborn Paladin. What turned into a one-shot that worships the Flying Dwarf.
Is he technically a creature?
Yeah.
Okay.
Killed a fellow PC.
I'll try Hold Monster on him.
That is why it's hold, because anything's a creature.
Mm-hmm.
It's hold person only works on humanoids.
Right.
So yeah. What's the saving throw?
18.
Does not make it.
He is paralyzed.
Okay.
Jeez.
He was petrified.
You got it. Thank you, sir.
He's like, yeah. It's like a lifesaver in a pool.
He's going judo chop.
Do you see the Tulok? Do you watch Tulok the Barbarian or whatever, that he makes all those like people into D&D characters like movies and animes and stuff?
No, I haven't.
He made Austin Powers. That's pretty funny. He's a bard monk, college of glamour, because he gets stunning strikes with judo chop.
Yeah, judo chop.
But his whole thing is buffing people. That's like his.
I was
whole
gonna say he's
effectiveness.
got to be a charisma character,
Yeah,
otherwise I
total
won't
charisma
believe
character.
it.
Yeah, that would. I've never watched any Austin Powers, but just from what I know, charisma character, yes.
Yeah, no, he's like hideously ugly, but all the women think he's super hot, and all the men are like joking. You know,
Because he like knows how to be sexy.
Yeah.
He just inadvertently is not sexy.
exactly. Yeah, his mojo.
You've never seen an Austin Powers movie? You love those Austin Powers movies.
You probably would. They're pretty cheesy and some puns and stuff in there. I've got them on DVD, so maybe if we have some.
I still have the
okay.
other DVD you let me borrow like 3 years ago. I haven't watched.
No, we more or less just being like
What
tying
is
you to a
it
chair
even?
and making
At
you
this
watch
point?
it.
Due date, I think.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
And then I guess I will do.
Oh, did you step away from him?
I did. Yeah.
He's getting a disadvantage. Oh no, you paralyzed him.
Paralyzed. Yeah.
Alright.
And then as a bonus action, I will.
You
cold
try to
breath.
help him out, but he's already got a hand.
Hey man, no, I mean, I would have just charged through the firewall or the ice wall, taking the damage. He's a mindless thing, bent on killing.
Right.
But yeah, I'll step back and I'll do cold breath on him.
Okay.
There's one side of the wall just erupts even more. Jeez.
Okay. So he has to make a 18 save.
He's restrained. He fails it.
Okay.
He's paralyzed. Yeah, I think he auto fails all dexterity-based saves.
So he takes 2d6.
Yeah, creature automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws.
Damage and
Stop.
4d6.
Hammer time.
It's actually what I was thinking about. Like, I was gonna delete Oracle and start theory crafting Tula.
Oh yeah.
14 cold damage.
Okay.
I'm thinking a monk. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, you just breathe cold onto the creature, like cracking the volcanic rock that makes up its body. His turn. He is paralyzed.
You're just like, hey man, cool.
Does not make his save.
Chill. That's what it is.
Jared.
Joke. All right.
Each creature ends its turn within 10 feet of that side of the wall. I will deal an additional 5d8 now cold damage.
All right.
8.
Joe Cooper, nailing down that psycho.
He cannot move with that spell on him.
Bold move, Cotton.
31
Pays
cold
off.
damage this time.
31.
31.
That movie.
I know.
Paralyzed and ring to ice, Cotton. Let's bold strategy to see if it works out for him. Top of the order.
Alright, let's just rain some arrows in, I guess.
Okay.
Nothing fancy this time, just hit him with some sharpshooting. 17?
That's a hit.
Nice.
Oh, another 6. This die is doing me good. 21 piercing.
Okay.
Next attack. Ooh, 13.
Miss.
Purple is on a very thin line tonight. Let's go to pink. Oh, hey, there's a nat 20.
Nice.
Woo!
So third attack. It's gonna be a crit.
Sort of do that.
We double it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. This one's on fire. Another 6. So 12.
It is in fuego.
Yes.
In fuego.
27 piercing.
Muy en fuego.
Didn't have my sneak attack on that though. But oh well. Somebody didn't stay within 5 feet. No.
Yeah, I was good.
I was gonna.
Yeah, I look at pulverized by a giant fire creature for that extra 3d6.
I could have goading attacked it again, but like he's got it paralyzed, so if I could just...
End of your turn, Miner?
yeah, that'll be it.
Okay. He's gonna make a save. Does not make it. So he's still locked in place there. Jesse, it is your turn.
I'm gonna go up and we're gonna have a little chat.
Okay. So as the middle battle, you'll get like he is. You can't really talk. He's really frozen. So.
Well, I just need him to listen.
Okay.
Okay. And not make any sound for what I'm about to do.
Can you feel my finger?
I said,
Just moan if you
I'll
can
say-
this.
the rest of your friends are dead. That elemental's gonna go down any second now, so we only have a little minute of time to talk. So,
Are there a bunch of
what's her
guards
name?
heading up that hill?
Venethir is,
Yeah, there's people heading up.
Venethir is the fire...
Vanifer, yeah.
Vanifer, yeah, okay. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna go on a limb and say you serve Vanifer. The only reason you're alive right now is by Alhydra's grace. And in return, you are going to do one task. You go back to your master, you go back and tell all your little elementalist buddies that Kiliani is back and he brought the true Prophet of Flame with him.
Okay. If you could react, he would. His
Okay.
pupils dilate.
Pointing up the Peretta who's
That's
cackling at
the
this
regional map again.
The freedom region.
Pure fire! Pure fire! Do you have fire in 4
You
different
probably couldn't even
flavors?
hear him, but your ego just feels a bit better.
Let's see, that's Marsh Deep Keep.
Somewhere I'm
C is Marsh Deep
feel
Keep.
that
Yep.
inside
Okay.
a little.
I'm gonna tell the cultist. I'll be like, yeah, Kiliani is back and he seeks an audience. Go tell your masters to meet him at Marsh Deep Keep in 3 days.
Okay.
And then I will keep my sword drawn at him, but kind of step to the side, and I'll dismiss hold person.
Can I see what's happening from here?
No, you were concentrated on that.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Alright,
And I imagined his wall of fire is still up.
Yeah, he didn't take any damage. He just got paralyzed.
Oh,
You
that's
go,
true, yeah.
you go back to your masters and you tell them, I'm coming.
I'm coming for you.
I'll see you at WrestleMania. he just like and runs.
Kiliani's like the macho man of elementalists. Oh yeah.
He wants the belt. He can get in the cage.
Maybe this is the wrong wrestler, but I'm picturing the wall of flame goes down, Kiliani just turns around and goes, dig it! Cream of the crop.
Yeah, he just beats feet down around the ring.
I just picture that time.
Just between the building and the rock here, and he turns the corner, it's just gone.
I just picture that time he was on Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Listen here, blip.
You ever wrestle Hasty at Calhoun? He was a mountain of a man.
I just think of the first Spider-Man. He's
Yeah.
like, I got you for 5 minutes. You're mine, little man.
Oh, man.
Dude,
You ain't going nowhere.
Bone sauce got you.
You know, as much as I watched that back in the day, I rewatched that recently. I'm like, oh my god, Bruce Campbell and Lucy Lawless were
Yeah.
freaking extras in that movie.
Yeah, man.
Sam brought the whole gang.
I was watching a clip or two. Spoilers for the new Spider-Man movie.
Hit mute.
Um,
I might hit mute. Shit.
and just like, well, I won't get into it too much, but like the certain parts. I mean, we all know that Doc Ock from the Sam Raimi movies is back,
Yeah,
that
it's a throwback to the other series.
and
a
it
little.
hit weird. Like I kind of just realized, like, oh man, that kind of makes those movies canon now. Like those are like
Yeah.
DC, like MCU movies now.
I love
Well,
that they're
now
embracing
people-
the multiverse.
Yeah.
Now people argue that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was the first MCU movie and not
Yeah,
Yeah.
Iron Man.
It was funny
Yeah.
because it was
Yeah.
like I saw it was emo Parker.
Yeah.
And he was doing this pose at Robert Downey Jr.
yeah.
It's like when you realize you weren't the first MCU movie.
Yeah.
And Robert Downey Jr. just when he's got like the purple sunglasses, and he's like
But so yeah, he just runs,
Nice.
books ass. We cut back to the action. Micah.
As if that wasn't action.
That was drama.
Drama.
That was drama.
I will maintain concentration
Okay.
and
Whenever somebody's maintaining concentration on a spell, in my head, they're singing a song to themselves. Like, twinkle, twinkle, little star, what you are. Like, keeping the thing held.
Yeah, but you know what this one is?
You're totally like the Family Guy skit with Jesus. Da 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 da.
See, but you know what this song is, though?
Well, I'm not paralyzed, but
I
see you. You know?
I'll just try to matter
Finger 11.
matter agitate.
Matter agitation.
Because you're standing still. Me and him actually
16.
saw him live at the machine shop one time. I think that was the time I forgot the tickets when we got pretty much all the way there and had to race back.
Oh, man.
I think I blocked out what show that was just out of pure spite.
There was a Finger 11.
It was a Finger 11? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, we're going to forget this day ever happened.
That was a good concert, though.
It was.
We literally made it just in time for the act.
Just in
to start.
time. Well, we got back. It was. I think we just missed like an opening band, and like.
Oh, because
like,
isn't
the
that
bar
the
was
one you
just-
guys forgot the tickets for?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had to
We
go all
got
the way
like
back to
almost all
Henderson.
the way there, and I'm like, John,
You know,
I'm
like
so sorry.
you know when you're on I-69, you're going off that exit to get onto Dordt Highway. And there's,
Oh,
like,
I'm well aware.
There's like the car dealership there, like the
Yeah.
KFC.
When I
We
heard
were
the story, you were
there.
using a different tone, though.
Yeah. Yeah,
No,
we were,
I went
there.
like white
and I had
as
to
a
turn
fucking
around.
ghost. I'm like, I'm so sorry, dude.
It's okay.
Not nearly as bad. We were, me and some friends from Fiji's were going drinking in Perry. We get down there and they ask for ID. Well, my one from Micah, she left her ID in her car back at the Fiji's parking lot.
Oh,
And we had to drive all the way back to Owasso from Perry.
24 force damage.
What's that?
24 force damage.
Not as
24
bad,
force
but still.
damage.
I just let the dragon lose yesterday. To get
Okay, you just see like sprays of rock and fire like kicking off this thing. You're like digging away at the rock, and there's like a pulsing red core, kind of like a Castlevania game where they have those cores. That's like that jewel he smashed, almost like just made out of pure energy. Like beating like a heart.
All I can picture is the Briar Hearts in Skyrim, and the ridiculous thing you could do, you can just pickpocket the Briar Heart, and they just die.
Yeah.
Fucking really.
Dude, well,
Pickpocket was...
They should have made those things like a little bit more strong, in my opinion, because they're supposed to be like dryad imbued humans, like, but they're just dudes with like weird axes. That's all they were. Like the Forsworn should have been like.
I remember
weird.
in Morrowind coming up against some of those mages, especially the Telvanni mages, tough as shit.
Yeah.
There wasn't really anything tough magic-wise in Skyrim.
No. Well, because it was flavored. It was supposed to be flavored that way. It was,
The
a
only
Viking
thing would
fantasy.
maybe be a dragon priest.
Yeah.
But sometimes by the time you reach them, you're kind of OP by then anyway. So.
Yeah. Balancing those games is weird. I feel like it's like huge. It's like a seesaw. Because at the beginning, like everything can kind of kill you, and then at the end, like you're just like slicing gods in half with like iron daggers.
I saw this one.
It is your turn, Jared.
Speaking of Skyrim, I never like beat the main plot of Skyrim, but it's like one part where you're on top of like this mountain plateau, and I think it's a dragon priest of some sort is coming out of this like gate to fight you, and apparently it does that every time you go to fight him. So the guy, he used the dragon power to cast the tornado in the archway, and then he timed it and he Fusro Dad at the same time the guy was coming out. He said 2 words of his opening dialogue, and just like hit the tornado, ragdolled and fucking flew like 5 counties down over the mountain.
Hi.
But yeah, Poppy.
He went. His dialogue cut off because he just went flying. So you could hear him, and he was just like.
Yeah, no. When an ancient dragon could land, and I would just do my whirlwind fury, where you
Con save. Okay.
con save.
3.
The whirlwind attack when you attack, or elemental fury when you attack really fast with my dual wield axes. I can take the dragon down in like 5 seconds. I'm like, yeah, I'm OP now.
Yeah.
15 frost damage as I cast Frostbite.
Frostbite. Okay.
And
Come on,
also,
land, bitch, land.
it has disadvantage on its next weapon attack roll.
Did you roll damage for it still being in the wall of ice?
He took that at the end of his turn.
I don't think he did.
I gave you a number, I thought. Didn't I?
Was it 20? Because that's how much he did.
I thought you rolled.
Yeah, I did.
I don't remember what the amount was.
Was it like 29 or something? Or was that
That was
the
the
initial?
first. That was the first hit.
25. No. I remember. 31. It was 31 at the end
We'll
of...
mark that off.
When he ends his turn, it would have procced them.
I didn't get that.
Okay, proc that, and then another, what did I say right now, 15?
Yeah.
15 on top of that.
I'm gonna do some kind of douchey. He missed. Let's say the dude now that he sees this thing is like completely held. He like the guard pulls his spear and runs and throws it at it. It like goes to sink into like the magical core, but it just like you're throwing a broomstick with punk and just like falls off the rock. He's just like going for the next one. He got like a 4, and I was like, if he crits and does the smidgen of damage left. But I will call just because he's got 4 HP left. He just falls apart, and then just becomes this pile of rocks.
Peretta on the inside is very satisfied. Pure fire in my ass.
All right. As the streets kind of get filled again with people, guards kind of run up. You see some of the other guards just kind of break off because they saw the guy run down the alley, and just kind of break off pursuit of like going up here and turn to try to go to find that guy. Let's see. However, an hour passes and they don't have a suspect, so you think he got away.
Okay.
But as the sort of scene clears, you guys are able to see that the bodies of the cultists that are left in a big piece, they have sort of these wooden symbols kind of around their, like wooden and bone symbols around their neck. And you kind of pull open their robes. They do have a lot more like clerical kind of like or wizardly regalia, like component pouches and various other things as you kind of like go through their belongings.
Do I notice anything of particular interest because they're of the fire cult?
You can give me a religion if you'd like.
Yes, that'd be perfect.
You could have played the cult fire.
Well, 16, okay.
You do notice that the religious symbol on them around their necks is different than the eye that was burned into the grass. So whatever contacted you might not have been the entity that these people serve.
I'm gonna take one of the symbols to Kiliani if he's not already here.
I'll say, Killian, you probably just walk up the hill slowly.
With a smirk on your face, probably.
What do you make of this? And I'll show him the wooden symbols. I've seen a different symbol. And I'll describe the eye that I seen that they burned. Do you know either of these? The origin of them?
Do I?
You do remember this Imix symbol as the one he's holding in his hand. The eye, however, you've seen it kind of like painted on walls around here as like graffiti. You imagine it, and it's the same tattoo the guy had on his forehead.
God, they're got Castlevania in this place. I'll relay that it's like Imix stuff. But at the other one, I don't know.
You don't remember. You don't know what the symbol that he described as the eye means. Mm-hmm. But the guy who had that glamour up, like tracking you, and you took out his eye.
Oh yeah.
He had the tattoo on his forehead that looked similar to the description of the eye that he describes.
Okay. That I assume. That I assume they're followers of Calyx, the prophets of the Great Eye, that all these elementalists are trying to gain favor with.
How about you two? What would you like to kind of do here? You see the townsfolk like kind of like tending to their own guards, getting in there, trying to like keep everybody calm. You see coming up from the area down here. Oh, I wrote this in a different spot.
Get the leg going on that one.
It's funny because with a lot of them, it's like it gets going and then it's gone. Like you can hit the whole area and he just doesn't care anymore.
That's how Mara is.
Yeah.
You'll get it for that second, and then she's just like.
You see Obun walk up, like the one of the two town council members, like one of the council members here, kind of starts to try to get order and sees what happened. Walks up and says, "The guards tell me that you guys had a hand in stopping these fire cultists from whatever they're going to do at the town hall or the guild hall. Thank you. This town owes you a debt. I'm sorry we weren't able to save the people that we unfortunately couldn't save, but a lot more would have died if you guys hadn't done anything, so."
I believe they said they were looking for some magical item. Something that all these cultists are after.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the description of it is. I know they have, each of their leaders has this kind of weapon that were able to, fortify with magical power with whatever primordials that they serve, but we don't have any weapons here. We have ore, maybe some artifacts, but...
You have some artifacts?
Well,
Yeah, like a museum or anything like that?
Not really. That crazy guy up on the hill has a few.
Who's this man?
You remember the guy who you bought the the bag from? Randolph.
Yeah.
He
That
points
guy.
exactly at Randolph's cave.
I just roll my eyes.
Damn you, Randolph.
Damn it, Randy.
Yeah, damn it.
All right.
Wakey, wakey, hands off, Snaky.
How? I met the man myself. How likely do you think he's the proprietor of these items they're looking for?
He has been collecting a lot of items for decades. Even when we were all slaves here, he'd squirrel away whatever he could find.
I believe it. Well, maybe I'll have to have another conversation with him then. Because if he has whatever they're after, we need to get it out of the town, at the very least.
I agree.
So
We're just not sure what the artifact is, and he's secretive of his collection. So we'd have to narrow it down somehow.
oh, we'll have a chat.
Okay,
We'll figure it out.
With that, Obun kind of like claps you on the shoulder. Thanks again. If you guys want, I'll talk to the owner of the Wandering Wench. You guys can stay there as long as you like. We won't charge you. Free charge. Save the town has benefits, eh?
Yeah.
And claps you on the shoulder, kind of walks back and pulls with a few guards with him, and kind of points out like places to search. You overhear him say that they still haven't caught the last one because they heard that one got away. We'll find him. One of the four of you is reasonably sure that
He wants to make a collect call.
I guess so.
I want to text my friends.
1-800-WOOF.
Woof.
Might is your girlfriend.
Woof. So yeah.
I know, right?
Here's your real property.
I love how he always says that.
Hi.
Call it like the blonde hair flip, like, oh my
He
god.
well, the way he always props his paws up too, it looks like he's got like a Stevie Wonder, like playing the piano.
Hold that note.
Yep.
I see it.
But the day kind of continues on, like the sun starts to set, and that's the sort of pink and purple hue over the canyon. Fires are lit pretty early here because the bowl kind of gets darker before the rest of the area. So, like the night fires are already lit.
Oh yeah, he's nuts about that too.
Well, I guess I'll just inform everybody that I'm going to talk to the mountain man hobo again, because he might have some of the items they're trying to procure. Like, he kind of wanted to just get me out of there last time, so...
Wasn't this his brother?
Sus.
Yeah, this is his brother, but...
And I made the accusation that you're gonna get all the way there. It's just gonna be him with a mustache or something.
And it was him with a
Marcho
mustache.
Or Groucho Marx.
Kind of. So you see Micah kind of walk away up into the hilly area here, up to 4.
I'm going up the Hiliani.
Yes.
Oh!
Get out.
As you kind of walk up closer to 4, you see a couple lanterns have been lit outside the house, or outside the entrance to the cave. Essentially, he's got like a door
I was
that's
gonna say, literally just
set in. There's just a sconce with a couple torches out there, and you kind of walk up. Doors closed. There's like a bit of like a shaft of light kind of shining underneath the door frame.
I'll just...
Boom, boom, boom. Yes. Who is it?
It's me, Malagaz. I spoke to you earlier. The Dragonborn.
Oh, that guy. Okay. You got any more of that stuff?
I might. I need to talk to you.
Thump, 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 thump. Get in here. He throws the door open.
I don't remember what stuff.
It was an oil of slipperiness.
Okay. Oh yeah. That's why he was trying to. Get me
You
out,
see the
yeah.
empty bottle on his nightstand. There's maybe a bit of it left.
He's rationing out the last quarter of
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna make this last the rest of my marriage.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You were here for that, Richard.
Mhm.
Well, he pulls you in and closes the door. Come in, friend. Come in. And he sweeps like a bunch of like old like rags and clothes off of like a chair and throws them in the corner.
At least they were on the chair, I guess.
Not a complete savage.
Well, I actually came to talk to you and hopefully get some answers, because I'm told that you're a collector of sorts.
Yes.
For years.
Finding all sorts of artifacts in the caves and everything, the region. Trade for whatever I can too. He points to the back, and you see in the far back, he lives in essentially like an old mine shaft. You can see that they at some point hit like a ruin, and there's a worked stone door at the back of his cave that is like there's a curtain pulled over it, like he's trying to like hide it, but you can still see like the carved like you know framework of like architecture. Yeah.
You gonna give him a bottle of glue this time?
Yeah.
He just walks into town, both of his hands kind of in front of him, and he's just like, help.
So is that literally just like oil?
It's really, really slippery oil. Like I said, it could make like it could make sand slippery.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
He did waste it. He just absolutely wasted it.
It wasn't a waste for him.
I mean, yeah.
It wasn't a waste for him.
Matter of
It was a
perspective.
great afternoon.
You can keep an engine going for decades, but
He's like drinking a lot of like a huge glass of water.
Just
Sorry, I'm a little parched.
pit stain. It's like heavy
smoking a
sweat.
cigar here and there.
It's like when the Sandman.
Yeah, he gets gloves.
He gets
Yeah.
gloves.
Guys, no friction burn.
No.
Yep.
Like sleeve of physics.
I'll say, well, listen. I'm sure you've heard of the cultist attacks recently.
What? No, recently, yeah. You can tell he probably did not even hear the like call to action siren. Like,
Well, I mean, this
hours
wasn't
ago.
the first one.
yeah, no.
Wait, those weren't cheering me on?
I'm told that they're after some items of power, and Oboon told me that you might have some. If anybody in town had them, it would be you. Nobody knows what they're looking for, though.
Well, I mean, I do have quite the collection.
I'll say. Okay, this is as a DM question.
Okay.
Would I be, because is that oil, was that magical?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, I guess this is up to you then, because I have fabricate, where I can convert raw materials as long as they aren't magical.
Okay.
Or creatures. I can't do creatures, but I can fabricate raw materials into other raw materials.
Okay.
Basically duplicating. Would I be able to just do it as normal oil?
You could, as normal oil, yeah. It wouldn't be oil of slipperiness, but it would just be conventional oil.
Okay. And then just be like, here you go. Okay.
He might not know the difference.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, could I,
It's an older
if
bottle.
I can procure you more of this oil, would you be willing to sit down and let me peruse your collection?
You see him like, like, of course, yes.
You got yourself a
That
goddamn
deal.
deal.
Oh, you might not want to shake that hand.
He wipes his hand.
let's just elbow bump.
Yeah.
But he walks back. He's like, yeah, sure, deal's a deal. And he pulls aside the curtain, and
I love
you
life
can
as
see a
covered in
wall
gray
that's
hair.
like, because of your archaeological history, you can tell it's a Dwarven Ruin. It looks like the entrance of a chamber. As he throws it open, you can see what appears to be just a conventional hallway that led into a place, but after like 6 or 7 feet, it's total collapse. But there is like a grand like series of shelves that have like kind of been built into the side of this dwarven hallway that have like this probably was like a hall of some kind. And like a lot of these things have been pulled down, like old like whatever like pottery and shit. And now there's just like rows of like dice, a handle of a sword, just a whole bunch of random objects that you have in kind of arrayed in front of you. Like a makeshift table in the middle of it that has like a few more like tablecloths that were like probably like the tapestries on the wall here strewn across them, and then just piled up junk.
Horse armor.
Horse armor, yep. They're not even in horses anymore.
Kink armor.
It's literally just the reins.
Yeah. Some say this was some kind of ancient armor. They ties it like a headband.
The horn was used for ramming things.
And I'll ask him, are these all from these ruins, or are they from... around?
He goes through, he looks thoughtfully, and he says, I have about 6 that came, the first 6 things I found when we were they were making us dig for ore, and I found them in the halls that were kind of connected to this place. And he shows you an axe that is about ready to fall apart, but it is a conventional dwarven metal axe. He shows you a fine helmet made of leather and steel, but it is kind of old and small. He shows you a carved stone horse that is sort of like in that like heroic,
Like it's...
like yeah, when he
reared up.
and he's
Yeah.
like, I have no idea what this is. I just kind of throws it like off the side. You see a large ring that goes across like 4 fingers that has a whole bunch of inscriptions on there. You see a piece of a stone tablet.
Ring or brass knuckles?
It's like a ring that looks like brass knuckles. And like a piece of a tablet with writing on it, like but shattered. And there's the last item is, I believe, it's a jewel, like a large jewel.
Is detect magic a spell or a cantrip?
It's I believe a first level spell. Detect magic. I have my magic list up. It'll take me literally a second. It's fine. Detect magic. First level spell.
It's like skip sheet. Yep, he has it first level. Found it just about the time you said it, so.
I guess... Would history allow me to, I guess, not know the inner workings of these cults, but to know of the cults?
Maybe more of a religion.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. So, like, if I just wanted to know about them, or knew of them, not necessarily, like, their practice and their beliefs and all that.
I get what you're saying. It would be a higher DC.
Okay. I guess I'm just trying to narrow down if any of these would be appealing to like the Earth Elementalists or the Fire Cult or that kind of thing. So I guess I'll try with the history first. 27.
You reason out that if these are elementalists looking for an elemental artifact of some kind, that old dwarven artifacts probably aren't what they're looking for.
That's what I was thinking.
that it would be something universal, like information, maybe, would be something possibly that they could be looking for. Or whatever they're looking for might be from outside, like... Because the dwarves don't really have anything to do with elemental, like, elements. These, like, back in the past, you know, they were more like... When you're a dwarf, you're born with this need to create, and that's like you get this spark of, like, your life's purpose. And they more or less dedicate their whole life to this purpose, like craftsmanship. Or dealing with, like arms training or like stuff like that.
Brewing.
Yeah, no. And if you die before realizing that purpose, you become a wraith. That's their whole thing. That's why dwarven tombs are filled with wraiths, because majority of them did not meet their life's purpose before they were needlessly slaughtered.
Well, I'd like to think too that dwarves are just not necessarily in a completely bad way, but like kind of greedy with that purpose too, and like. They could complete their life's purpose, but not feel fulfilled enough.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
they could let go of it. But they won't.
More.
The artist being their own worst critic.
Yeah. Well, I say this in particular because I'm watching 5 Armies right now, The Hobbit, and the Gold Madness thing settling in with Thorin and all that, like that.
Dragon sickness.
Yes.
But you do think if whatever they're looking for is got to have maybe outside of a dwarven influence.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I figured like a dwarven helmet or an axe probably are going to be what they're looking for. I guess I'll kind of explain that.
Okay.
Just to see if maybe he can help me narrow this down, or if he knows where I might be able to find something like that.
He just points to like, well, these are the things I've gotten in the last 6 or 7 months or so.
He's like, these are the not as cool stuff because they're not dwarven.
He has kind of set aside on a separate shelf. He has a scroll, actually written out on paper, preserved. He has a skull that has a sort of a strange symbol carved in the forehead. Looks like it's been lined with some kind of metal or like an alloy. Looks gaudy. It's a very big gaudy skull, like one of the crystal skulls from like Indiana Jones. He's got a large chalice that is obviously like elven make. It looks like it's sort of like a entwined silvery type of almost mithril-esque type of creation. And there's also a totem that is like made out of wood, but it is carved to be like a snake, an eagle, a bear, and a wolf.
I guess I'll see the totem, or if he'll let me see it, I guess.
Yeah, you can walk right up to it, and he's like he's kind of curating. Like you can pick it up and touch it, but he's like right next to you. So.
But yeah, I guess I'll investigate it.
Okay.
Just to kind of see like,
You'll
am I getting the
break it,
magical
you
warmth,
buy it.
that kind of stuff. So. 21.
21. Obviously, it would be a spiritual totem made by a halfling tribe. These are probably ancient nature totems for them. Most likely would have been carved up in the jungle ring. These, like I said, recent acquisitions.
Right.
Most likely.
Okay. I guess what about the skull? Am I getting any warmth from that one?
You do get a bit of warmth from that one.
Okay.
You also get a bit of, like, if you're just gonna kind of touch everything, you get a touch from the chalice.
Ooh.
You get a touch of warmth from the chalice. You get a touch of warmth from the skull. You get a touch of warmth from the axe, and you get a touch of warmth from the gem.
Okay. But the axe is about to fall apart, you said.
The axe looks like it's about to fall apart. Yeah.
Okay. Can you mend magical items?
I don't think
I don't
so.
no
I
mending
think
won't.
it's mundane and
Okay.
like a square cube foot or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll double check to be sure, but I'm pretty sure you can't.
It is the cantrip though, so you just keep mending.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
But I think
don't know
that's
if
the
it-
ban is magical.
Yeah, I don't know if you do magic.
For that reason, I think you can't just recharge a magic item every long rest or whatever. other than the conventional means.
Like a J-Ho crystal.
Exactly.
That's pretty conventional.
Yeah,
That's what you should have said. No, I've been charging some crystals.
well. I have all these crystals.
All day long.
I was gonna say with that oil, yeah,
And
converting
I just
oil
pull
to
out
crystal.
like a coin purse and just poof. These crystals.
Oh, well, okay, no, I was wrong. This spell can physically repair a magic item or construct, but cannot restore magic to such.
So
a
that would
magic.
be, you could repair that axe if you wanted to.
Okay. Do you have mend, Jerry?
I do have Mendy.
Oh, I thought you did. Okay.
It's a hell of a skill to have in a world where things
sure.
break often.
Give me an insight check, by the way.
19.
The thought does cross your mind that these cultists were obviously beelining towards the guild hall.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
So, whatever treasure... There might be something of significance in his holdings here, but whatever they had information on was at the guild hall.
Okay. Then I will try to strike a deal with him here for these items that I know are magical. I will, because I have a rusty longsword,
Okay.
and I'll say that I've come across this in my travels
Okay.
as part of like a bartering chip. This can be basically like the magic stuff. I want that.
Okay.
This is what I'm presenting to you.
Okay.
Metal.
So I'll give him the rusted longsword if he's interested.
Okay, yep, he's definitely... I got a
And-
spot for it right above my fireplace.
I just picture him as soon as he gets it, he just grabs like some sort of bottle and uses it to the shit. I always wanted to do that.
He's just like... He's just making lightsaber sounds as around his cave as he swings it around.
Metal. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what happens when as you see the image of Malagos leaving, and you just hear it's like whoa, 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 whoa.
He goes to do that with the bottle and fucks up like so many people, and it just blows apart in his hand. Oh,
And I guess I will,
Like every
I will
failed
attempt to
video
fabricate to duplicate oil for him.
Okay. You do that. You can take a bit of the oil, but you can tell that there's another substance that you're basically extracting one of the 4 substances that you use to make this oil, and you're duplicating that.
Right.
So it could be like the eye of a basilisk, or the blood of a child. I don't know.
The jizz of a man. Wait.
Wait.
plenty of that here. I mean,
Did you say an orphan child? Yeah, little orphan boy.
nobody will miss him. He doesn't have a family.
I always remember that's the first joke in the old D&D comic from IDW. They're fighting zombie orphans,
Oh, God.
and the halfling rogue is up on a table like shooting arrows. Like, it's not like anyone will miss him, guys. Let's hit for the let's go for the vitals.
Nobody will miss him.
Okay. So it says the quality of the objects made by the spells commensurate with the quality of the raw materials of what you're trying to fabricate.
Okay.
So, basically, space-wise, it's within a 10-foot cube or 8 connected 5-foot cubes, and just basically duplicating the components of what was used to make that.
He has a large jug. That's actually like one of the old dwarven jugs that's like survived. You can duplicate into that.
Okay. Basically, I'm telling him that I can't create it in its true form, but I can give you everything that was used to make it. So I will just put it all in here,
Okay.
That's his way
and
of
I will
saying
give you the
he
rusted
cares.
longsword
Okay.
in exchange
Up
for
to pet you, so
what I
to speak.
require.
Okay. Well, that's a lot. I mean, like I paid, like I trade a lot of items.
Mhm.
So I mean, like I can.
Well, and I also have gold too. This
Okay.
is just what I'm willing to part with, and then
gold
gold.
you
What are you looking for?
Hmm?
What do you want?
The ones that I touched, basically.
You want all 4?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's talk.
Because I mean, it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
If you want the gem, okay, I'll start with gem. The gem, and I look through it, I can see weird shapes. I'm not sure what they mean, but I see weird shapes. 2,000 for that.
Okay.
I forgot what the cup is. Give me just a cup. Sorry, folks at home, as I briskly looked through the book to try to discover what the hell the cup was.
Yawn! No, you... I'm secretly wondering how the music's lining up, because Brock said early on he couldn't hear the music at all, so I'm just running the soundtrack to Cataclysm in the background while we're playing.
Nice.
So this is going to have a whole different mood, I'm sure.
Well, I know what the cup does. It says, well, when I say a thing and I pour it out, it comes out of the cup. But not a lot. Maybe like a pint.
So is it anything, or...
Not everything. Grabs it.
Not,
You can tell he's
not
he's probably
human
attuned to it.
Mhm.
Vinegar. Pulls a little bowl. Pours out maybe a pint's worth.
I don't remember what that is, because I've had one before. And yeah, Skip has one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember what the hell the thing's called.
The axe, you can tell, is probably most likely a weapon of some kind. If I were to fall apart, I can give that one to you for 1,500.
Okay.
The skull, I can never figure out what it does.
He's been using it as a paper.
But I can tell it's magical, and it's covered in gems and gold. Easily 5,000.
Okay.
Just for the components on there.
Okay. And then wasn't there another thing?
No, axe, gem, cup.
Cup, skull. Okay. So we're at
Yeah,
9,000.
yeah.
Oh, alchemy jug, but it's a cup. It's not a jug, so it makes less.
Oh,
That's
because the
right,
cup, not the jug.
yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, but I thought you could make a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you could prepare.
So you said only a pint. I'm like, that doesn't sound right.
Gotcha.
Modified item.
Okay, so then I'm giving you all the raw materials in the sword.
That I can give. That's a good 3,000 right there.
Okay. And then I will pay the 6,000 to him then after that.
Okay.
So let me reduce this. Get rid of that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that should be about all I need then. I'll go and... Will this help narrow down? Maybe the guild hall has some information on what they might be looking for then.
Okay.
So,
Well,
I'll...
thank you for doing business. I
Yeah,
can
thank you.
definitely give me a lot more trade value out of some of the stuff. So
Mhm.
drags the giant jug into the chamber. He takes an empty barrel. He plops the gold, the coinage in the sack, kind of in there, and puts a lid on it. And kind of ushers you out, closes the door, pulls the sheet.
But yeah.
And then you hear a cork of a bottle.
But yeah, I guess I'll start heading to the guild hall.
Okay. While this is going on, what are the rest of you doing?
You don't have to tackle me first, but I'll express my intent. I would like to see what they were after at the guild hall, because I'm assuming since they're fire cultists, I want to see what the hell they mean by true fire and whatnot, and kind of delve into that. But I'll just put that out there, and you can mull over it. Yeah.
Okay.
These guys are deciding their actions.
Jesse?
What's everyone else been up to that we brought with us?
They have most likely been. Well, you go up back to the Siegebreaker, and they've repositioned it as like a defensive thing ever since they saw the attack. The captain has more or less said, if any other cultists come to this city, we're defending it. Like we are supplementing the guard of this town. She's kind of this is the captain's operation that she realizes has kind of been like, if we're here to crack down on elementalists, we're going to start with freedom. So you start to see more Dune Vipers around the city, like kind of like fanning out, becoming kind of supplementing the town guard.
That's what I wanted.
The Skull Splitters, however, or the Skull Splitters? I believe it was the Skull Splitters.
Sounds right.
They seem
Skull Crushers.
Skull Crushers. They seem a little bit more. You find Varaka later, and you can overhear her saying like, "We should go to Null."
Go to where?
Or Blun, excuse me. We should go to Blun.
Why? What's there?
No, just you overhear her saying to other like Skull Crushers.
I'll walk up.
Oh, Captain, and you can smell like the dwarven liquor on her.
What you doing?
Oh, just talking to the boys, making sure this thing is fighting shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
Do you want us to launch the catapult, sir?
Thinking about it.
All right. Yep, we can totally do that for you.
What's in Blum?
Yeah, sure.
Look, okay. Freedom is fine. Our kind of mercenaries looking for action, looking for work, looking for good loot. That's our kind of place. They don't really gel with all these rules and all these expectations about civilized society. We can cut loose. We can be this, the Skull Crushers. We can take a contract while we're out here, maybe pillage another raider band or take out another group of mercenaries and take their stuff. All they want to do here is mine out ore and work all day.
Well, funny you should mention that, because this place is in shitty shape, so I need Linnaeus and the Dune Vipers to protect it while you guys come with me on a special assignment.
Good. Yes. Like 8 or 9 of them. Yes. Like, are we taking the Siegebreaker?
Yes.
All right, get her moving, guys. Grease the wheel. And it's just she fans out 8 people, like greasing wheels, getting stuff like all the brakes pulled out.
3 days. Actually, 2 days. The third day, we're gonna take them by surprise.
Well, where are we taking this thing?
Bring forth the map.
I love the thing that's not the character's enthusiasm, that's John's, because he's really building the Siegebreaker right now.
It's next to Bloom. Hear me out.
Well, you have Balloon here down the southern side of the swamps. The ruins of Larch, and then kind of out here marked in the map. This old map.
Yeah, we were going to tell everybody we're going to Balloon, but actually, and I'm going to point at Marsh Keep, we're going there.
We can't take the Siegebreaker out of the swamps. It'll sink.
We'll get it as close as we can.
Do you want us to fortify Larch with it?
You can do that. Oh, because that's a town, isn't it?
It's the ruins of a town, but it's a town.
Yeah, we'll make that our base of operation.
Okay, that'll work. So yeah, we'll okay, guys, come back. We're not going anywhere tonight. And a bunch of mercenaries like, oh yeah. There's like a Goliath who like throws down his helmet. Damn it! And he like stomps off.
It was promised blood.
like a petulant child. He stomps upstairs.
We have some prep we gotta do first.
You know, you just broke Rogan's heart. He had his mindset of going to milk or blood.
Well, I'll put it back together once he gets to slaughter a bunch of elementalists.
Good. Okay.
And take their shit. Got something in motion, but we gotta give it a day or two to go into effect.
Okay.
Those fire guys that attacked the town, they're getting their people together, and I told them to go to meet there. What they don't know is we're gonna have a trap set up for them.
Okay. I like traps.
Yeah. Like springing traps.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the idea.
All right.
There are some air elementalists that we busted when we first got here.
Yeah, those dorks with the balloons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Darks with the balloons.
Yeah. Well, they put them to work in the mines. I need to go get them so we can tell them to do the same thing as the fire guys. We're gonna take them all out at once.
Are we gonna do a prison break?
We can do a prison break.
Yes. Rogan! What? We're gonna do a prison break! Dum, 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 dum. Yes!
I'm not mad anymore.
I'm not mad anymore. Never mind. He's like waiting, like, okay, so what are we doing?
Well, we need to find out where the air elementals are being kept.
Okay.
And then we're gonna have them release them and have them deliver a message to their people.
Baraka gonna raise her hand. She's like, that Obun guy's not gonna let us take his prisoners. I mean,
Obun doesn't need to know.
well, right, but I mean, this is a small town, and if I had to guess, not surprisingly, I've been in a couple of prisons in my life. You know,
I know.
Huge surprise, right?
Yeah.
Well, if they're gonna keep him at a work camp, it's gonna be pretty close to maybe that's not gonna be comfortable. So they'll most likely be staying at one of the mining camps out here under the watch of whatever camp they're gonna get sent to. So she kind of walks out. You can see kind of into the city. And she kind of points out all these different camps that are like the tents next to these sort of like stone shafts that have been opened up. She says we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them to go check. Do you want us to do that tonight? We could maybe try to figure out which camp these guys are being held at.
Yeah, I was gonna say you've got 40 people at your disposal.
Okay, so boys, this is the first step. We can't spring anybody unless we know where they are. So go ahead, fan out. I want you to. This is going to take tonight. They probably can't jailbreak somebody the same night they find them. Mm-hmm. It's going to take time, especially if you don't want them to be caught.
Well,
so
I have an idea about that.
Okay.
Because the Dune Vipers are trying to take over to supplement the.
They're supplementing the guard.
Yeah, Freedom's losses, and because their forces are so spread thin.
Yes.
We'll take a troop of Dune Vipers, go up to the guards and be like, hey, we're relieving you of your post. We're gonna keep watch now. And then you, me, and some of your Skull Crushers will take them into custody and do a prisoner transfer.
See? And she does complete your sentence. She's like, prisoner transfer, yeah. Okay. No, I like you. You got it on your shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
No, we're not gonna do it. He needs help.
Not good. But as I'll say the scene kind of plays out, you guys are kind of doing the fine-tuning of this plan. The Skull Crushers are gonna look. So we're gonna roll their little look roll.
Looky look.
Well, they didn't do too bad. I'll say they don't find them tonight, but they cut it in half. So they're down to 5. The DC will be lowered next time.
Okay.
So they come back it's midnight, wherever after you're done after this, they come back we weren't able to find them. But we'll check tomorrow. We know where they aren't.
Yes.
So we've narrowed it down.
We've narrowed it down. And that's right now. That'll be your scene for now.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna do the thing at the guild hall. What are you doing?
I don't know. I don't suppose there's any kind of alchemy shop in town?
There's the small one. They have bits and bobs.
An apothecary.
So, out of character question, would it have Snafu in his lifetime been here before, A, and B, should there be more of a halfling influence here?
You've seen some halflings. Yeah, they're around.
Okay. Just kind of bits for you to consider. Since we're
Part
first
A is all up to Snafu. Has Snafu been here before?
Probably.
I say there's not much to the city if you're not into mining and this is like a safe haven. This is
yeah, maybe it was just a quick stop. Hey, I'm
Yeah.
in the area. Let's go check this place out. Maybe stay at the inn. Or, I don't know.
That's kind of like the only with freedom is it's like a slice of normality. There's no sorcerer kings. There's no whatever. They're self-reliant. They have freedom from everything. But the thing is, like, you got to work for it. They got to dig their own stuff.
Yeah.
They got farm. You can tell they got farms kind of like spattered around the city where they can grow them, and they eat a lot of like cave creatures and like mushrooms and fungus and stuff like that.
You don't have an overlord, but at the same time, you don't have an overlord to take care of things
Exactly.
for you too.
You don't have a series of Templars protecting your city from raiders.
Even if it's in their own interest, at least you're kind of under that blanket too,
Exactly.
to some regard.
Yeah, if there's like an apothecary or an alchemy thing or whatever. Stop in, see if they have either A, some spider eggs, or B, something maybe unique and a little different along those lines. Not necessarily spider, but different creature or something I could maybe try and mix up some sort of concoction with, or some sort of food.
I'm sorry, it wasn't Randolph. It was Red Hag. That was Red Hag's name. Randolph was the dude in Tier. Red Hag's the guy here in town. So you're talking Red Hag. I'll see you go to the trading post at 8 here. What are you looking for? You're looking for the spider eggs?
Spider eggs, or maybe something that's a bit more unique or different that I haven't tried putting together yet.
Not like Crodloo.
So what we're going to do is, instead of just going high-low, I'm going to take 25, 50, 75, 100. Or no, we'll just do a D4. How about that? Go ahead and call a number, and that'll be your spider eggs.
Alright, let's go 3.
They have a fresh batch. Ooh. So that'll be that'll be the ingredient that they have right now that's the freshest.
Okay.
They also have, I'll say, beast parts, like random like beast gizzards and beast parts that can be used as another type of effect that you haven't done yet.
Okay.
Those are the 2 things they have.
They don't like.
Yeah, how much are my eggs?
They'll do. How many batches of them do you want to get? Essentially, like components.
Oh, that's right.
Because it's gonna take 1 per cake.
And it's 50 gold per component, right?
Yep.
50 gold per component. Let's we can have how many people in the party? We have 5 in the party.
I'll say they have a maximum of 5.
Oh, I was thinking 5.
Okay.
I was thinking 5. I was like, wait, is 5 gonna be enough? All right, yeah, I'll take all 5.
Okay. And for the beast parts, they have 6.
6 beast parts, huh?
Yep.
And they're all bully sticks.
I'll take just another 5 of those.
5 else? Okay.
Shit, I'll take all 6.
All 6? Okay.
One to test, and then.
Okay, yeah, it'll be all fit. Then it'll be 50 a pop. So.
Yeah, so it's gonna be 550.
Yep. So it'll take a pound of food, and you can use up to 2 different components. So you know that you have elven spice, the spider eggs, which you can just call insect. Like you can just call it insect part. We'll just kind of broaden it, to sort of softball this idea to you. It's gonna go mostly by creature type. So there'll be beast, aberration, ooze, insect, what have you, and they'll have different effects.
Spiders aren't insects, they're arachnids.
Well, guess what? They are now.
This is Athos. There's no such.
We're gonna
thing
group
as
them
an
together.
arachnid.
They're gonna be insects for today. Science called. They said it was okay, so we're just gonna kind of let it slide.
Science called. Said it's classified under magic, not their own.
I guess the next thing would then be I'll try one of the beast parts. See what I can make with that. What effect that'll have.
You sort of take it back to the ship, the Micah's ship that you have your sort of kitchen on. That's parked nearby. And as you create it, go ahead and give me a either dexterity or intelligence with your proficiency, whichever you'd like to use. Your cooking utensils.
Dexterity or intelligence? Let's see
Mostly
what
just
we got.
dex, I'm guessing.
You can say a plus 0 or a plus 5.
Snafu isn't one to follow a recipe. He's one to just kind of like taste it, and that'll look good. And he just sort of like
Right.
puts a few shakes in there. And,
Doing it by taste.
yeah.
Do I include a proficiency bonus?
Yes, that's why you're with the tools that you're using. That's why you can do it.
Okay. So yeah, proficiency plus dex, and it's a good thing because I kind of rolled shitty. 17.
That's just enough. It's a 15. You're gonna be hitting for this one. As you eat, you get this sort of I'll say it's a little meat pie you make out of this. A simple bit of the beast parts mixed in with a bit of like gravy and stuff like that. You like boil down some veggies that you have, and kind of cover it with this like kind of a firm dough, and you're able to kind of fry it. So it's like a little meat pie.
It's a pasty.
It's a pasty. You call it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what you call it? No, you know what it is, Minor? It's a beastie.
A beastie.
The beastie.
It's a beastie. Do you want to eat the beastie?
Yeah, sure.
This is your test beastie.
Right. This is a test one. Let's see what this baby does.
Pick a stat.
Pick a stat.
Any stat.
Pick a stat, any stat, huh? Whew.
Ooh, doggy.
How do I pick a stat?
So that'll be like what you pick for your stat. You want to go dex?
Yeah.
It's a bird beastie, so it's a bird beastie.
Alright, well, let's go dex.
You gain the benefit of Cat's Grace for half an hour.
Ooh.
You realize that when you make a beastie, you have to specify what type of beastie you're making, either a strength, dex, con, intelligence, wisdom, or charisma, and you will gain that enhanced ability without having to concentrate for half the time, for half an hour.
Cat's Grace.
Yep, so you eat your
30
beastie.
minutes.
It tastes kind of funky. It's like a chicken pot pie, but made with really shitty chicken. And it's kind of tough, but but after you eat it, you kind of feel your muscles loosen. You get a little bit more dexterous,
I use those Walmart chicken
a
fingers.
little loosey goosey,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Alright, now I'm going to Cat's Grace. I think I got a sneaking suspicion what it is. But
An advantage on dexterity checks also does not take damage from falling from 20 feet or less
That's
if you
all.
aren't incapacitated.
thought it was good.
So, like I said, when you make a beastie, you're gonna have to pick what kind of beastie you make.
Alright. Do I have time to at least go ahead and use up the rest of the 5?
You can make up to your intelligence or your proficiency modifier in the ingredients in one day.
Okay. Did that test one count against that?
Yes.
Okay.
Do me a solid and unplug and plug your mic back in. Anna's been down for a while, but Brock says everybody still sounds pretty good anyway, so.
I don't know. We'll see.
Oh well, as long as everybody can be heard, okay.
Yeah, as long as everybody can be here, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, you can go ahead and make the rest of your stuff for tonight, and that'll be like your mid whatever activity.
Okay.
So while you're cooking up a storm in the ship kitchen, we cut to you, Jared, walking up the stone steps of the guild hall. You can see that this was once a sort of a palace of kind, like in ancient days. Then it got hit by the cataclysm or by the cleansing waters, and then it was kind of rebuilt by some local lord. Because you can obviously see a Thasian, building work, kind of using to prop up old dwarven work.
Okay.
As you kind of walk through the big stone doors, you can see that there's a long wooden table, kind of set out like a cleric's desk, like a clerk's desk.
Okay.
And behind it, there's a dude who's got like 6 or 7 different stacks of like scrolls and like leather, whatever things he's got in front of him, with a bit of writing on there. And you can see these crude flags, about 9 of them, with different markings on them. You can see the canary on the pickaxe, like the first mining guild that you found, but there's like 8 other distinct mining guilds kind of represented here. And you can see a few different miners kind of milling about, talking to people. So you can sort of surmise that if there's a business dealing here, or if a guild wants to take out like maybe borrow money for more equipment, or like, hey, we want to get into the shaft. We noticed you guys are in the shaft, and we want to kind of both be able to be in the shaft. Like, it's kind of a way to work out disputes amongst all the different miners that have kind of just, split into factions.
Guild hall for the different families.
Yes.
Of miners.
So if there's a an incident between 2 of them, they're not going to fight it out. They can take it to the guild hall, and they'll get cooler heads. Maybe possibly will prevail. So, but as you walk into here, you see this whole big setup. Once the Grand Palace has now become this sort of like bureaucratic palace of order out here in the Thasian Wastes. But you walk up to the main area. You can see there's a big room kind of in the next area. You're sort of in like a big antechamber, but like 30 feet by 30 feet, like big square. There's a big grand door that leads back in. It's sort of cracked, and you can see rows and rows and rows of seats, sort of like the Senate. Like there's a big desk in the front, and there's rows of chairs. So obviously the guild, like whatever, maybe the council would sit at the top of the table, and all the miners would sit in like their little rows of seats.
Is this true?
Okay.
So.
Well, I come. Is there like a head desk person?
Yeah, there's a
Okay.
dwarf woman working there. She's got like a crude like ink pot, and she's like dipping a long quill pen in, and she's like marking tallies on the like different like documents and stuff like that. She sort of looks up like, how can I help you?
Would I be here yet, or am I?
I'll say you walk through the door as Peretta is walking in.
Okay.
Peretta will approach the front clerk and ask something to the extent of, so I'm sure you've heard the commotion outside that just passed not too long ago. There are, to my understanding, fire cultists?
Oh yeah, fire cultists. They light the town on fire. We had wind cultists coming here. A cyclone blew through the streets.
All the cultists are
And the earth we get earthquakes in a bowl. Isn't that great? So yeah, we get plenty of cultists in here looking for whatever.
What would you think would be such a whatever? What would all of these clans come together and attack this building for? Would it be? I'm led to believe it could be for information. What do you suppose the guild here would hide from?
We're not hiding nothing. Who says we're hiding
Well,
stuff?
from the cultists, I'm sure you would hide information unless you're in league with them.
She kind of says, okay. Look, we don't hide nothing. All right. If there's a matter of dispute, it might be over an item found in a shaft that maybe 2 different mining guilds have laid claim to.
To your knowledge, do the cultists have any roots within the mining guilds of any sort?
Give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion would be 8.
She said, look, we don't like cultists here. We don't like any of these elementals. This town was fine before any of that crap started. So none of us are working with any cultists. She like, I don't have any burns on me. I'm not covered in dirt. I don't have any weird wings or like one of those big balloons on my back like those weird air weirdos. None of us are cultists here. So I don't know how information got out, but obviously they wanted something here. I'm just not sure what it was.
Well, Pearl kind of reinforced, like, no, these cultists, they're bad news for sure. Believe me, if you're not in league with them, I'm here to help you, but by any means, I've got colleagues here, and we just drove a bunch of them out. And frankly, there was a huge loss of life just now outside. I'm not sure
it
if
was
you're
terrible.
that
I could smell it from here.
Awful, just awful. But we want to prevent this from happening again, so any information you could give me that, maybe even if we hone down on these fire cultists of any sort, anybody been sniffing around for anything in particular?
Give me one more.
Okay. Persuasion?
Yeah.
One last dance.
That's way better. All right. Would be a 17 this time.
She's okay. And this is about. I'll say this is about when you walk in after she is kind of like walking up to here. Like, look. Miners ran a shaft near the outside of the town, and they found what looks to be the ruins of a druid circle. They're digging around. They find a bunch of halfling bones. They leave them alone. They're walking out of this whatever, and then as they're walking out, one of them saw a stone tablet piece. And the stone tablet piece had a bunch of writing on it that they want to send to Tyr to get analyzed. But it's on... The rock itself was, like, in this druid circle of all these ancient dead druids. So they took it out to get it analyzed, maybe looked at by some wizards at the... not wizards, but, some scholars or nobles at Tyr. It hasn't shipped out yet. We still have it here in the city. But it was found by the spelunkers. That was the canary and the pick people.
And who would I talk to in the spelunkers to... I don't necessarily need this. I'd like to take a look at it. It might hone down where we actually need to go.
Oh, I mean, we have it here. Do you want to take a look at it?
Well, absolutely, if you'd be so kind.
As you walk up, you sort of see, you overhear that last bit of they found a thing in a druid circle, and taking Parker to go look at it.
I'm like, ooh, artifacts.
You see,
Put on my fedora.
You see Malagaz kind of drift up with his fedora.
Milady.
Tip of my fedora to you. But yeah.
I'll greet him and be like, oh, speaking of my associates, here's one of them now. Malagaz, would you like to check out some interesting information we may have turned up?
I hope it's an artifact, because I didn't find one.
Well,
you do notice you have the handy haversack now, so never mind. It's not bulging. You just slip him in the handy haversack. So, but yeah.
Okay.
As you guys kind of walk out of this main chamber into this council chamber that they've made, there's another door in the back behind the desk. She kind of leads you through this empty hall, and you can see the seats are piled up to the ceiling, it's like stadium seating in here, but it's crammed really short. So they mostly it's standing room on all the sides here if it's filled.
Okay.
But she walks into the desk, pulls out an old metal key in this puts it in this ancient door, turns it, and then opens up the chamber to what appears to be another dwarven antechamber. Probably a burial chamber by the look of it. Picture Balin's tomb with a lone stone sarcophagus.
Okay.
But it's just there's a whole thing kind of laid over it, and it's off in the corner. But they've made a series of chests, and there's a small desk on the other side, a wooden table. On the table, covered in this sort of red cloth, kind of bathed in all this torchlight, you see this large stone slab, probably about 1.5 feet. By 6 inches, broken in a corner piece, it's jaggedly busted. But she walks up to it, kind of walks around the other side of the table, turns it over and unwraps it, and you can see it's this black sort of granite stone, etched with. There's no pictures. It's not a pictogram, but there are hieroglyphic language on here that you recognize as druidic.
Okay. I'm gonna study it over, kind of pretending that I'm figuring it out, but I'm gonna be reading it.
Give me a deception.
Okay. Sorry, Lado. Smaller one, certainly better. You said deception.
Yep.
14.
She, as you're going to read it, she's like, you get about half of it before she kind of folds it back up. She didn't really kind of she really peering at it. She's like, yep, that's what it is, and she ties it back up.
What did I get out of the half of it?
It was a sort of almost like a history of a great conflict, and you're getting complete bits, but apparently this druid circle had confronted a being of immense power that was like ruining most of the community back in the ancient days, like before the cataclysm, before like the war. And they were able to seal this entity in this structure, but you weren't able to really get much more than that.
Okay, Prada's gonna kind of insist, like, well, hold on there. I am she's kind of trying not to be obvious about it, of course, but I'm a historian of sorts, and I've seen markings like this before, and she'll kind of go, not forcefully, but kind of go to brush aside the covering a little bit. This symbol here, you see, like, is she allowed to continue to brush that off? Or?
I mean, she kind of she steps back a little bit.
She'll just gently, just kind of locking eye contact with her. She'll gently pull it back, and she'll be like, oh, this symbol here, this means, and just kind of give a little bit here and here. Through my studies, I've kind of noticed these patterns, and
give me another deception.
I'm gonna try to get more information as I'm kind of half-ass explaining this. 17 plus 4 will be a 21.
She's like, oh, you're a historian? Okay, well, she kind of unravels it and lets you look at it.
Okay, I'll continue to read it while kind of giving her hints here and there, but not necessarily the full story of anything. I might find that needs to be a little bit more private, so to speak.
Okay. You are able to surmise that they used an item to seal this creature in this temple. You can also surmise that the item was a bit of a body part or a bit of a sort of totem of a cultist. So you're not sure what it could be, like a bone. It could be like the cultist's, amulet. It could be like a relic from that. That's what the item that they used to bind the creature to the temple.
It could be the cultist bits.
His biddies.
His biddies.
During Greek conflict.
Itty bitty tidbitties.
I'll give her. I'll be pretty honest with her. I'll give her there was a great creature. There was a totem of some sort to seal it. It appears that it could be within the area, but just long ago.
Oh, that's very interesting.
If I could study this more, I could tell you more.
Well, she does wrap it up. Unfortunately, this doesn't belong. This doesn't even belong to me. This belongs to the head of the Spelunkers, and it's in conflict with another mining guild, the Seekers. And she kind of points to another one of the tabards kind of hanging up, and it's like a boot, like an action boot, like in motion
With the wing. And
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It said the Seekers and the Spelunkers found it in the same, they both broke into the Druid Circle at the same time. I don't know where it could be. Or it's gonna be something that you're gonna have to talk to them about.
Okay, I'll gladly go through the channels. Where might I speak to the head of each of these?
I believe I
families.
already marked the Spelunkers on the... Yep, the Spelunker camp is 5. That's where you saw Jeremy take the prisoners.
Okay.
See, you didn't know. You didn't just tell him to go to the Spelunker camp.
I forgot about that. I don't
But
pay much attention to what Jeremy does because he usually doesn't do much.
I'd say, by the way, this entire
Outside
time,
of
we're kind of like,
combat.
where the hell is Rocknarnalist? And he's just like, he's drinking with Olam, like the other big Goliath in town. They're just trading war stories and like 12 pints deep on Broy.
Subtly competing with each other on drinks, but not actually mentioning anything. Oh, you remember?
But you'd have to talk to them, and then she points out to the shaft kind of near this area here. If I can't really mark it because I don't have anything to mark it with.
Yeah.
But next to this building as the Seekers.
Okay, Parada will bow and thank you so much for the information. I hope we'll be able to protect, use this information to help drive away these crazy elementalists.
I don't get why they won't. I don't get why they would want a slab, and they probably couldn't even read it anyway. Like I just idiots, all of them idiots. And she's saying this is just kind of like leading you guys out of like the chamber, closes the door, relocks it.
Absolutely. Just prepare for further attacks. I'm sure they'll be back.
Oh yeah. Well, from what I've seen, there's some humans from Balak came out. They're riding around in their bird creatures, trying to help patrol town. So hopefully we'll be a little bit safer in the future.
All right. Well, we might be meeting again, but for now, thank you so much for your time.
Of course.
I'll waste no more of it. And she'll bow and
Humans on bird creatures.
Crodlu. They're on Crodlu.
Um,
Oh, okay.
since Malagaz is here, I'll kind of, if he didn't hear any of that, I'll fill him in. And
I say, while he was reading
Kind
that,
of
what
music.
were you?
I was kind of just inspecting it just to see if it was,
It was a language you could not read, but it does look ancient. You could clock that at least.
Can I take him?
Hmm?
Can I take him?
No, that's your.
Oh. Oh yeah.
You were doing the casing. You're planning your stuff with your fellows. But I'll say the end of the first night happens. You guys all meet up at the. I'll see you all meet up at the Wandering Much anyway, just to sort of grab a meal with each other at the end of the day. You see Jeremy there. He's already like. You can tell he's already hammered with
course.
with Olam.
is Olam with the Seekers?
No, Olam is he was the brother of Obun, the town, one of the town leaders.
Okay.
I'll say you see Obun in there too, and he's kind of like joined to their table, and it's like so a big 3 Goliaths, like half giants in this corner, like.
Not drawing attention to themselves
Yeah.
whatsoever, I'm sure. But I will fill in party members that are interested, anyways, in this sort of information.
You guys,
everything that
you
I
guys
had
also
enjoyed.
drink for free. Like you try to pay for drinks, nobody will accept your money. So wine, broy, the dwarven mead, all provided for the night. So.
Except for Ragnar, because he wasn't there.
But yeah.
I'll especially draw attention, like, I think they're after one of these totems. And I'll kind of look over to Malagaz. Did you find anything interesting on your visit over to, not Randolph?
Radagast, I said. Radagast.
Radagast.
If there's a third brother, he might be called Sarman.
Sorman.
So yeah, I found some stuff I wasn't gonna really just.
I'm not sure what sort of unique facial hair you'd have.
I wasn't just gonna, I guess, talk about it in the open in case there are cultists amongst us.
That's fair.
Clean shaven, but big sideburns.
I'll say, yeah, mutton chops.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, mutton chops. Anyway.
But yeah, so I mean, I'm definitely willing to discuss it in the room, but
I mean, yeah, if you want to go back to... you can sleep here if you want. You can go back to the ship if you want. It's a little bit more well-guarded here. I mean, you are sleeping outside of the city walls, so you might have to post a watch on the ship. You have sailors with you. They'll help you, but it's like... you're in a more well-protected area in this inn, as opposed to...
As 4 cultists had just waltzed right in.
Well, they were dressed like... They weren't like we're cultists. I mean, they were dressed in all black, but I mean, that's not necessarily... they weren't like they were putting on their outfits as they were walking in. That's what I was trying to say. Like they weren't like we're cultists. They just looked weird.
Woo, fire!
Yeah. One of them tried. The guard tried to stop him, but he iced the guard. So
You fired.
So,
fire the guard. Yes.
but behind closed doors, you're willing to talk about it then? Okay. I obviously don't know for certain, but when you kind of go over his inventory that you saw, did you excuse me? Did you pick up all of those magical items, or
I picked up the magical ones. I didn't grab the totem.
The totem was not magical. The halfway totem was not magical.
So if that's what you're hinting
Okay.
at,
that's kind of where she was wondering if there was a connection between that, because she hadn't actually seen it with her own eyes, so she can only really muse at it. But she does specifically say, like, the druidic tablet that I read did specifically mention a totem that might be able to help, depending on your point of view.
right?
But if they were seeking information, that might have been the totem itself. Whether or not this is actually it, that might be what they're after, I'm thinking.
Possibly. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, it looked just like a old totem of halfling civilization, but there wasn't any magical properties to it.
Was it hollow on the bottom side?
Yeah, I was going to say Peretta kind of looks to Snafu, but he already said something, so... What would you make of it, Snafu? And would Snafu know of the significance?
You need a religion check.
A religion check?
Yeah. I think we've rolled more religion checks tonight
Then we have all
like,
campaign?
like all year. All year. I mean, you
Religion
deal with
check.
cults, it's going to be religion checks.
Oh, yeah.
Plus
Absolutely.
0. Let's see what I get here.
I'll say...
Wow, okay, nat 20.
Oh, I was say...
Okay, never mind.
I was going to give you advantage because you're a halfling. You would know at least some through osmosis. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
Catholic stuff, but I know of Catholic stuff in America, you know, like,
Yeah.
they drink wine and it's supposed to be blood. I don't tangential stuff. Being a halfling, you'd know sort of the same deal.
I don't drink the Kool-Aid, but I've seen the bowl.
I've seen the bowl. You would know that most likely it would be like a chieftain, sort of like more of a religious artifact of like the protection spirits of the tribe are inscribed on that. Like, you know that the tribal spirit of the AWOL clan, I'll say
It's a physical totem for the werewolf clan totem.
Exactly. What is the totem spirit of the AWOL clan? Like, what do they worship?
It's just a blank space.
I was gonna say a clumsy bear.
A wall.
It's a flying spaghetti monster.
Spaghetti monster.
It's a wall. Like bricks.
Good question.
But either way, whatever you think of,
Mull it
No,
over.
it would probably be
Mull it over.
something along the hunting lines, I think.
yeah,
It's a sandwich. It's just a picture of
a
a
picture of a sandwich.
Like a turkey drumstick or something.
But yeah, it would mostly be something. It would be used in rituals. It would have religious significance.
It's like a shish
It might-
kebab, but it's an arrow stuck through it.
It might not be like conventionally magical, but it does have spiritual significance.
Bleh.
Yeah. So yeah, it might not radiate a magical aura, but like you're to think like if you were to take this to like you remember how like the spirits of the Oba in like that one city you guys were in were like constantly trying to attack the city to get their you'd think that you could maybe use that totem to like maybe empower them or you know whatever like affect them at some level, but it's not like an enchantment on it, you know.
It's Stalingrad because it has the leader's name in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why we either need to A, attack it, or B, defend it.
Probably a stupid question, but I'm going to ask it anyways. Does Peretta know or muse over that that elementals and spirits are related? Could this be something to juice up their elementals, like the one they dropped in the middle of town?
Give me an Arcana.
Okay.
Not religion.
Yeah, not religion.
No, this would be more of a magical question.
Let's roll this one. That was bright. Okay, I'll take a
It's
17.
a magical question.
17 with
But religion is magical, John.
2, so 19.
19. I'll say not really. You know that you cast your divine magic through spiritual means. That's how you're able to get it. is you more or less plead to the spirits to lend you like natural aid. But elementals are from different, like, it's almost like if I was explaining to you outside of universe, it's like summoning a demon in like Elder Scrolls. Like
okay.
you're
It's
pulling an
another plane.
entity from another like plane of existence. So
Okay, so probably a red herring.
Jesse, if you hear this question, you're like, no way, the elementals are totally not. That's not how they work. It's like I have dealt with elementals for years.
Yours.
Years. You see them on the beach when you
I
talk
have
to
a
your fucking
shaky
god. all the
understanding because I'm a different kind of elementalist.
Yeah. You have like we have like 4 different science majors, all in the same
Yeah,
like
right.
fucking biology, chemistry, physics, and Christian sciences.
Says the paladin.
But yeah, you each have like you're
like,
psychic.
Astrology or whatever.
Well, you're more of like I guess 3 because you don't really cast much. You're more of a physical
yeah.
fighter. Yeah, like psychic. You're more the master of the psychic realm, spirit
Anatomy.
realm, and anatomy, and you're more the elements in the planes.
Gotta know what to shoot, how to cut it.
Yeah, biologist. And how it cooks.
But the night goes by pretty, you have whatever conversations you're looking for during the night. This is when you get a report that we're able to find blah, 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 tonight. We'll try again tomorrow. And
Like, you mean those prisoners Rocknar took off?
you just you're able to take full rest, long rest, uninterrupted.
During the night, I wanted to kind of inspect that skull,
Okay.
just to see if that had any significance.
I imagine
How
temporary hit
did you
points.
want to inspect it? Just with an Arcana test, or do you have like an identify spell that you can cast?
Is the identify a cantrip?
No.
Okay. I don't have that, but I can Arcana. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an Arcana test.
Temp hit points just disappear after a long rest, wouldn't
Yes.
they? Yes, I thought.
21.
With a 21, you're getting a sort of a blend of 2 schools of magic. An abjuration aura of protection, and I believe it's a... What's the conjuring?
Conjuration.
Isn't it conjuration?
Like the summoning type thing.
I think it's
like
conjuration.
I'm pretty
Conjuration.
Sure. Conjuration.
So yeah, like a conjuration. It's making something and it's protecting it. That's like the 2 schools of magic that you're getting.
Okay.
Did you say magic movies?
It's like ghost movies.
Or ghost?
Does it require attunement?
You can attempt it.
The magic of elven movies.
Yeah, I mean, I guess while
I have-
I'm resting, I'll try to attune with it.
Well,
Okay. I'll say while you're sleeping, you have a very vivid dream. As you're asleep, I'll say you have a dream of like flying with your dad as a dragon over Greece or something like that. Like you're riding, like you're riding your dad. Yay! Like Falcor. You guys are like you're soaring over the sky. It's a dream you've had once or twice. But as you have this dream, you like look up and instead of the sun, it's a giant eye. Like looking at you, like watching you the whole time, and it's really unnerving.
I see you.
And as you're sort of flying, it repeats, sort of like more and more and more, like I am.
It says Shire.
Say, I have power. I am the path to enlightenment. If you seek to enlighten yourself, merely give up yourself to the eye. And as it says that, the whole sky sort of goes black, and you are sort of consumed in this. You would know, like, seeking darkness. Like you feel like you're like being like watched, and you wake up, and with like a cold sweat, and the skull was like in your hands, like when you're trying to attune with it, or like nearby. It's like across the room.
Okay. Weird. Do Dragonborn sweat?
Third one's human. I'd say yeah.
That's
They
weird.
just pant a lot.
Just like creeps through the scales.
They're not cold-blooded and like normal lizards. They're
Right.
Because they cheat. They're not actually lizards. They used to be people. Fucking cheaters.
Cheaters.
But yeah.
Wakes up, temperature's low. Wow, it's pretty slow up today.
I guess could I roll an insight check to see if it's any correlation between the eye?
Sure. Yeah.
Or if it's just like I'm an eye. That is a 10.
Nothing concrete, but you have a sneaking suspicion that something could be there.
Okay. Okay.
But you wake up the next day, you see that the patrols are a little bit more active with the Dune Vipers out and about in force. You guys have a nice breakfast and are able to hit the day. So let me mark off your day on our handy dandy insight chart. Or intrigue chart, excuse me.
Intrigue. Yeah.
Fresh day. I guess we'll just start with Jesse. Jesse, what would you like to do today? You know that your men are going to be making another sweep today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I'm just asking, Jared. Would you be able to mend it before we rest? The axe.
Yeah, you have mending.
Yeah, I have mending.
Yeah, you mend it.
Okay.
It's a Dwarven axe.
Is it just like a +1, or does it have like some?
You'd have you'd have to try to attune to it or identify it.
Okay.
Well, what is everyone else's goal for coming to freedom?
Well, now my goal is to unravel the mystery of these fire cultists, because they insulted me, and I'm going to insult them in turn.
So pride,
There you go.
gluttony,
Yes!
lust. I'm not
He's
sure.
a good Christian dragon, no.
At the moment, avarice.
I'm lost.
I don't know. This is like what?
No.
I don't know.
I was here to. Well, now I'm here to stop the cultists.
Yeah.
Because they're seeking weapons of power. And yeah.
Well, why doesn't
Tier-
America get in there and kick their ass?
Because you
There's
are
no oil.
America.
There's no oil. I make the oil. But yeah.
You also know that, like, if
Reeks
you were to open up the trade, like, you kind of all know that, like, if you were to resolve this for freedom, there's resources here that could be sent to your cause that would give you an edge. You know, because like the mines here are like they can't mine out any ore because they're constantly being fucking attacked by these cultists, and that's even why like the ballot council like we're not getting iron shipments. Like shit's getting real. Like we need somebody to go up here and like just take care of it. And that's why Oriel said wipe them all out, but dwarf guy Tigo said
I almost said Tegan.
Tigo said just pick a winner.
Yeah.
Just pick a winner and have them like they don't care, but just get it taken care of.
Alright.
But now you personally know that there is something for the last bit of the All Hydra aspect of this. The mystery is wrapped up somewhere in Marshdeep Keep.
Yeah.
Seems like a good first step.
Yeah, because the water cultists are the only ones staying out of it.
They have no presence.
Yeah. Or do they?
Now they do. Like a leaky faucet, they have dripped into the situation, unbeknownst to the majority of people.
Well, I'll get everybody. I'll open it up to everybody. They can come help me put this into effect, or just dig around here, do whatever you want. So 1 day. Okay. In 2 days, hopefully, there will be a bunch of cultists meeting in or around Marshdeep Keep. And we can use the situation to either get them all under control or just wipe them out and put an end to all this. If anybody wants to help.
Oh, Pride is 110%.
I want to go. I'll just outright say, like, that last cultist guy last night, he didn't get away. I let him go. But I told him to go back to his people and get him to Marshdeep Keep. Sounds like a WoW dungeon.
I liked the name. I actually came up with that name.
Yeah.
Very proud of it.
Wait.
So that's why
I'm like, I need a name for this place. Like, it's in the marsh. It's deep. It's a keep. Marsh Deep Keep. Oh, it even rhymes.
So that's why I couldn't find any pictures of it to use for the ad.
No, it doesn't exist. It's
I'm like, Marsh Keep, it's not turning up shit.
100%
So I'm like, yeah, I'll just
AgentJunk creation. So
Cool.
We raid MDK on Fridays.
MDK on Fridays. Level 15 instance.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
Now, allegedly, that is the place where the water elementalists are, like, camping out. I told them to meet there in 3 days, so now 2 days. I want to get there, like, a day ahead and try to figure out what side of the spectrum these water guys are on. Maybe I can make allies out of them. Or maybe I just have to kill them all. And then when the other groups start to arrive, we do the same thing.
How long does it take to get there?
it's 25 miles away, so it would take about 3 hours if you're taking the Siegebreaker, at least to the edge of the swamp. About 3 hours.
Anyone for or against this idea?
Oh, you got 4 words in. As soon as you hit the word cultist, Beretta was on board.
Yeah, I just kind of like to figure out what they might be looking for before we leave, if we can.
Well, maybe the water guys could shed some light on that.
Well, right.
Because presumably there's one weapon of power for each element.
I'll say you
so
can.
maybe they have the water one already.
Laying your knowledge out, you know that there's a weapon of power that supposedly is up in the air that nobody knows where it is. And there is a thing that, you know, those bring influence. So whatever. There's this totem that they keep talking about in the tablet that said it was used by a person. There was an item of or from a person used to seal whatever power was in the temple nearby, which you assume is Shivarm. It is the only temple nearby. You also know that both the townsfolk and the cultists don't know what these items are. So it's safe to know that maybe even Calyx doesn't know, like the leader of the cult of the Eye, which you have not met yet. You have not met any members of the cultists of the Eye yet. They are encamped near Shivarm. You have not met any of them, and you don't know what their sort of stake in this all is. But apparently they are the ones saying, "Bring us this, and we'll bring you great power." So you have there's a lot of unknown unknowns right now. You're just fresh to the area. You know the basics, but you don't know all the players yet.
So we take all our money back. We go to Meech. He definitely has everything we're looking for. The slimy son of a bitch can get his hands on everything.
We bring Meech up here. He casts Identify on everything.
I'm just thinking to his Kiliani's question, like, you're in, but you want more info, and Snafu's like, and my bow!
And my bow.
And my bow.
You picture Snafu's like, huh?
Huh?
In the Malagas with this freshly repaired axe over in the corner.
Yeah.
No, you can't have mine.
And like, what about Rockner? Like Rockner, like walks into the I'll see you like in the meeting like area like on the ship.
Stumbles.
I see he stumbles completely nude,
It just goes.
And he thinks he's in like the head of
would
the
do
ship,
that.
and he's like gonna go to the bathroom, but he just like there's just a barrel where you keep like just like random bits and bobs. He just pisses in the barrel where you keep I'll say like spare spears because he thinks it's the head, and then he just like I'll see you guys later. He just reties his tunic and just stumbles back out.
Kind of like what you said before, and somebody's cast reduced down twice
Yeah.
already.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, this hangover.
Yeah.
I'm up for killing things.
Yeah.
You, I think I might be able to utilize by as some sort of like prophet of flame to get followers of
MX.
MX under control.
Yeah.
She nods. She's pretty confident. She
Sure, I'll
wants...
be a pawn. No.
No, she wants to go screw these fuckers up.
She bangs.
They're
She
using
bangs.
they're using false flames and pretending they're the real one. Oh.
So, I'll see you guys pretty. At least you're gonna head down south from Freedom down to at least. Do you want to go to Blun? Do you want to go to Larch? Or do you want to try to push all the way to sea in like one day?
I at least want. My goal for today is to get word to the air guys
Okay.
using the prisoners that are here in Freedom, and at least start setting out to Larch.
Okay. So your dudes are gonna do their thing.
Well,
Good. Well,
do we actually know where they are without the guessing game?
do you want to tell people, or I just don't know where they are right now?
Sure. Or I don't know where they are.
Do
You know where they are. They're
Okay.
with the spelunkers.
Okay. I'll freely share that with them.
Boom! Baraka comes. Hey, they're with the spelunkers. We found them.
Awesome.
Awesome.
And she's like, "All right, well, we're gonna get the guys together."
Yeah, I'm gonna need a few. I'm gonna need Linnaeus to give me to reroute a few Dune Vipers. For this
Okay,
week.
so she's in the town hall. She's at Space One.
Mhm.
So I'm assuming the rest of you guys are getting kind of ready for the whatever trip you're gonna take today. Jesse, you go to one. She's there talking with the council members. There's the owner of the inn. There's the half-elf sorceress that you met, or she's an arcanist. There's the I forget her name. It's in a book, and Obun is there, and there's a older dwarf that is the head. You see, he has like a large mining pick necklace on. You assume, you don't know, he's the guild hall master. He's the guy who runs all the meetings.
Okay.
He's the head of that whole thing. So it's the council members are here and Captain Linnaeus.
Alright.
So as you walk into the main common area, there's the map of the city that they kind of have planned out. Linnaeus is kind of going over her guard detail with them. Council seems pretty impressed by her ability to lead and walk into a situation and have a plan ready. Linnaeus notices she kind of stops. The council starts to talk amongst themselves. She walks up.
Okay. Be first off, great job.
Thank you. I'm here to serve Balak, and I think we're doing well.
Yeah. I'm planning a trip. I should only be going a day or two. We're going down south towards Bloom.
I assumed you'd be investigating whatever
Yeah.
happenings are going on here. That's part of your mission.
Yeah. I'm taking the Skull Crushers and the Siege Breaker with me.
Good. Get them away from this town.
Yeah. But I need you and all the Dune Vipers to stay here and keep this place secure and operational.
That's what we're gonna do. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Any elementalists? I'm gonna say kill on sight
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
until you hear back from me.
Okay.
But first, I need to I need a couple of your Dune Vipers to help me relieve those air elementals we found, or we captured the other day.
Okay.
Me and the boys want to interrogate them some more. I want to try interrogating them.
Give me a deception.
There's an extra R in there.
Or-
Interrogate.
Give me a charisma-based skill that you're going to use to persuade her to do this.
I mean, I don't know if it's deception, because most of this is technically
Intimidation.
true.
Yeah.
Then you're essentially
Persuasion.
trying to be that guy from like Miles Morales. Who's
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm gonna give you a few seconds to rethink.
Yeah, like the
your
Roxanne
attitude.
head.
Right? Yeah. It's like the Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
It's like clearly he's an asshole,
Mm-hmm.
but he's very charismatic about it.
Yeah.
Leaving out bits of info is not lying. It's deceitful, sure.
Deceitful,
Right.
sure.
But it's
not
not
lying,
lying.
no.
Or if you embellish a little. I mean,
Right.
Persuasion.
Okay.
Just being like, I really love the good work you do, Vipers, are doing for me. Really.
You
just
got in
great
here,
at
you
it.
cleaned up this town. It was a 1-horse town, now it's a 5-horse town, man.
I just
27.
27. She goes, okay. I'll talk to council if they're gonna stay in our custody.
Mm-hmm.
Then I don't see why they'd have a problem with it.
Yeah. Essentially, we're occupying freedom right now, anyway.
Pretty much. She goes back over.
Occupation of freedom.
Yeah.
We're gonna right. She goes back over, addresses the council. You see her mention. She gestures at you, and then Obun kind of cocks his head. The sorceress looks at you and kind of like raises an eyebrow. The guildmaster just balks. He's like, "Ha!" and just laughs. And the owner of the tavern, she's shakes her head, agrees. They kind of talk it out. You overhear we're not. They're working the mines. They're gonna work off their sentence. And one of them well, if we get more information out of them, then I mean we can always put them back in the mines as long as they're not dead. And they're like, oh, okay. So she walks back and she says, okay, they will give you the prisoners. You have to bring them back in 2 days' time. If not, we will be charged for the labor that they would have gotten done. Which I think is fair.
Whatever.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright. I will, she walks over, she gets a, I'll see she grabs a piece of, parchment, that they have, 5 parchment pieces, ripped, because they have the paper is rare, they have the really conserved paper here, and she jots, a little note down in, the military speak, that that they use in, their coded messages, hands it to you, she says, give it to the guards, that we put stationed with the spelunkers, and they'll release the prisoners into your custody.
Okay.
She just gives you a token of authority, essentially.
Yeah.
Or given their performance usually in most games or situations, call it
Okay.
guards camp.
See ya in a couple days.
Of course.
Alright. Then I'm gonna get Baraka and Zillifer Skull Splitters
Okay.
to use as my entourage to come get these guys.
Okay. You walk into town. The skull splitters are kind of surrounding you like a circle. While he's out, the rest of you are kind of gearing up, you're getting ready to go out. One of the men running the ship walks up to you, Malachi, and says, "We were given this to us by a man in a white robe." We tried to question who he was. He said he was a messenger from somebody named Calix. He said he served the Eye, and he wanted to greet the new men of power here in the region. He said he wanted to give us this, and he hands you a small scroll.
Okay, I'll open it and read it.
You read it says, "Greetings to those of power and majesty. I write to you as the prophet of the all-seeing eye of the elements. I have been granted power of foresight by this great being that says that you will bring much fortune upon all of us if you were to cooperate with the Eye. We know that you have come into conflict recently with some of the those others trying to curry favor. And we would like to have a discussion with you as to a peaceful and amenable solution to all of our problems. Present this to my major domo at the camp, and I'll lead you to an audience with me, where we can discuss things like civilized people. Calyx, the prophet. Signed, Calyx, the prophet of the eye.
Well, now we have this. Well, I guess, yeah, Jesse's doing this thing.
He's doing this thing. So that's what happens when you guys are in your getting ready. You chose the note. You have been invited by Calyx to at least discuss terms with the Cult of the Eye.
The only terms I will discuss are the terms of surrender.
Surrender.
They're the terms of my boot in their ass.
Terms of endearment. As you guys march over to the camp, the Doom Vipers kind of like
Yeah, the terms and conditions.
spears up. They're not sure what the Skull Crushers are an unknown. They have you can tell that this whole trip there's been this sort of animosity between the two factions, where they don't know when the other one is going to try to fuck over the other one. So the Doom Vipers get into a defensive stance. They see you there as well, sir.
Eddie's prisoner transfer. You've got some people in your charge we're going to question.
I didn't hear anything about this.
Yeah, you're finding out now.
Okay.
Don't you also have the document?
Yeah. So,
Wait a minute. He takes it.
yeah.
Okay. Hands it back, and 20 minutes go by, and you see the same cultists that you guys fought a couple days ago. Bruised, dirty, obviously a little worse for wear, but they're not missing any limbs or teeth or anything. So they kind of they're still they've been retied, their hands tied in front of them, and they're being led on this sort of rope chain out, and they just sort of look at you and they snarl. They don't say anything, but they have this look of absolute hatred in their eyes.
Kiliani just makes him flinch.
One for flinching. Flack. But yeah, the Skull Crushers can't take the ropes and push them aside. Guard says, "Okay,
Alright, we'll be back. We're going to take them off.
okay." You see a couple of the guards from the spelunkers walk up what the fuck? What the hell? And the guys we had notes from the captain and the council. They're getting it transferred. Nothing we can do about it. If you have questions, talk to the Captain Linnaeus about it. And then just kind of bureaucracy will happen later. Well, you're not allowed to do this. As you kind of walk away with the prisoners, they're very confused. But you can see them; they're a little bit grateful to be back out under the sky again.
Mm. I picture Jesse went up there and he was being that Karen.
Yeah.
And then they were like, okay. And they go back there and they're like, well, we're going to fucking
I just
take our
imagine
time doing this
that
then.
picture of that guy
I want to
who's
talk to the
unamused.
manager of the Spelunkers.
Right.
When I said I wanted extra lemon for my drink, I meant enough for my drink and then some more.
This was Kiliani's entire expression. Was this guy?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Phil, show it. Yeah, that guy. Now I kind of want to draw Kiliani in that pose.
Full armor and everything.
Full armor. He's got his.
Please keep the puffer vest on.
But yeah.
Awesome.
So you have carried your way to 3 prisoners, and they are kind of being marched out. Are we just taking them to the? Are we just taking them to the Siegebreaker?
Sort of.
Okay.
At least outside of town.
All right. Well, you take them outside of town. And
According
you flash
to
the
the
bat.
public,
I mean,
we
you
take
have
them to
you
the
have a
Siegebreaker.
token of authority, so you really just you kind of flash it, and they can't really do shit about it.
Mm-hmm.
So
So I'll line them up, and I'll give them the same speech I gave before.
okay.
I want an audience, with their leader at Marsh Deep Keep in now 2 days. And I need them to deliver the message.
Yeah, we'll deliver a message, absolutely.
Oh. I was thinking I'd have to kill at least one of them.
It's like Jane in the first episode. I was gonna give myself an ear. No, Lawrence, you spilled it.
Okay. Unfortunately, only one of you can go.
You see their fucking smiles all turn to frowns. It's like, fuck, we'll just leave. We'll just never come back. And then like, oh shit. So yeah, I'll say.
So you do this for me.
I'll say Wingus, Bingus, and Dingus. Which one are you gonna send?
Tedimus and Billimus. Or
I'll say,
No, Larry, and Curly.
I'll say perform this task for me, and when I meet with your people, I could see the release of the other two.
Yeah. Okay.
In
Billy's
the
and
meantime,
Tedimus.
you guys kind of have been dicks, so the least you can do is
Oh, sure.
help work off the damage
There were
that
two guards that
you
we
know,
were
you've
the station
inflicted on
outside
these people.
the city, and we played waste.
Sure. Fine.
Either that, or I can start taking off limbs.
Hey, if it's fine with us, we'll work it off.
These guys love taking off limbs, you sure? And breaking bones.
No, we're good. We're good.
I mean, we're literally called the Skull Crushers.
We're absolutely fine. So
Or you just point to me and doesn't see the short one. He's hungry.
I say they aren't really in a position to bargain. So they are very. They were gonna kind of like, oh, if he lets us all go, fuck it, we'll just leave and never come back. But if you're gonna essentially keep prisoners, they'll be okay. Well,
Which one's Larry?
I'll say
The one with the crazy hair.
he's got crazy hair.
I was gonna say whichever one is Larry, that's the one I'm gonna let do it.
Okay, all right. Okay, thanks. And he just cut his bindings and
Limps away.
runs off.
So, Bilius and Tedimus, or Larry, Moe, and Curly. Are we gonna have like a Biggs and Wedge for Final Fantasy? My buddy Brock just played his first Final Fantasy game. He's listening in right now. Was the 7 remake?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh my god, they got Star Wars references in here. That's so cool."
Yeah, all
and
of
then
them,
later
bro.
he's just like, "I fucking hate Wedge."
But yeah, he runs. Oh crap! I closed
That's
it.
Sid.
But he runs kind of southwest. I believe is the wind camp. But yeah, he runs southwest.
Okay.
You see him like round the big massive cliff face. But yeah.
Alright. Then I'll just have them take the other two back and tell them just to tell the guards, well, we don't have to have them back for 2... The order says I have him for 2 days. I'll just tell them that he's coming with us. The one that ran off is the one who's coming with us on the siege breaker.
Okay. They I'll say just to curry everything up.
Yeah.
They do that. There's you get a little bit of pushback, but the fact that they gave 2 back, they're like, okay.
For every prisoner you return, you get another day.
Yeah.
To say if they don't like it and Andrew Pines' generosity, we'll all just leave and leave them to rot like they were doing before.
So yeah, you are able to finagle that out, and yeah.
Alright, so I want the siege breaker loaded and prepped for
Okay.
phase 2.
You're taking care of business on that. Do you guys want to ride on your ship, or do you want to ride the Siegebreaker? Do you want to take both? Do you want to leave one behind? Like, what do you want to do?
I was going to say there's going to be a lot more room without the Dune Vipers on board.
Say it's really Malagaz's
I say,
ship,
Malagaz,
so-
it is your ship. And you do know that, like, the swamps are going to be impassable. Like, you've heard of the swamps before, and they're just, like, they're bug-infested bogs with, like, mud, water, you know.
So a great place to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as long as, like, we can move the ship to, like, somewhere it's not gonna be an elementalist crossfire, that'd be great.
You could presumably park it, like, next to the town gates. And, like there are defenders. Like, if you want, you can put it under Dune Viper control, and they'll defend it.
Yeah. Yeah, if they just want to, do that.
Okay. So yeah, you while he's doing that, you talk with the captain real quick, and she's a little bit more agreeable to, like, okay, yeah, if you want keep it here. I will use it myself as like my command post. Because we don't have the Siegebreaker anymore. Well, this will be my command post for now. If anyone needs to come see me, I'll just be on the ship.
Okay.
So I'll have a retinue of guards here, and that way I can keep a little bit better eye on the gates of the city as well. So, and with that, you guys all board the Siegebreaker, and it's slow journey as the Makeliats kind of pull you across the grasslands.
So something I could sort of work on before we head completely out.
What's up?
Of course, I kind of already got one piece with that wooden talisman, but before we head out, Peretta would like to work on making a convincing costume to work with Jesse's plan here to look like one of the fire elementals.
Okay.
I'm assuming since I looted the wooden ankh or whatever it was, what was it again?
That was a fire cultist. Yeah, an Imix religious symbol.
Okay, because I believe that's the cult that you're dressing me up to appeal to, right? Is the new fire?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't try to blend in, I would try to stand out. Because the goal is not to... your goal should be to get them to see the light, so to speak, and convert to your image.
Oh, okay.
You become theirs.
Okay, and that...
So something low cut.
In that sense, I will try to embellish my own outfit. I will equip these embellishments later. But
I'll say you
to
can
make myself more
Gonna bring the
believable as a
girls
fire
in.
god.
I'll say you can get a noble's outfit essentially. It'll give you advantage on like charisma based skills when you're trying to appear like prestigious or like trying to impress people.
Okay. How much would that cost me?
I'll say 39 GP. It'll just be like the same cost as the Diplomat's pack.
Okay.
So.
Sounds good to me.
See, it's about 3rd edition, is they had like these different clothing, like cold climate weather clothing and noble clothing and entertainers clothing, and gave prices and they could do things with it. Now it's just like, nope, get tools.
Well, I like the idea of like adventurer packs and stuff. It's like, okay, would 50-foot rope be an adventure? Yeah. Would like, I don't know, a set of like, would like a hammer be in there?
Yeah.
No,
well, maybe a climbing
that'd be more
kit,
of a
though,
Yeah, if you got your pitons or pittons or whatever.
Pittons, yeah.
Yeah.
However it's pronounced.
But just something general that would this be in this pack? Probably. Okay. Nah. Okay. Nah. You wouldn't find a mortar and pestle in an explorer's pack.
But you were able to procure this outfit. Also, it's a little grandiose. You kind of are able to collect like some Crodley feathers. So like imagine like sort of like the yellowish gold and orange like chocobo feathers of Final Fantasy. You're kind of I'll say you make like a grand like cape out of these feathers.
Okay.
So maybe like a little wood crown.
Just something to be a little more convincing
Yeah.
than just because I imagine Peretta's just random furs and her iconic thing is like I tried to when I originally made the character for the old campaign I was thinking of San from Princess Mononoke.
So that's like very Princess Mononoke is what I'm
Yes.
thinking, yeah.
Still the same character, but a little more spiritual this time around because she dropped all the ranger stuff from before. Obviously, he's a pure druid, but yeah, her iconic thing is like I'd like to think she has a skull of some sort.
The
as
skull
a
mask,
to draw down when she's like going into combat and stuff.
I'll say there's like a feathery, like you do like almost like a feathery plume of like a mohawk or like a hair thing that hangs down back
to
there.
yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Awesome. Yep, okay, and that's all I really wanted to do with all that downtime.
But you create that item for yourself.
Cool.
And as you guys are kind of going across the grasslands, you want to head for Larch.
Yes.
Okay. You kind of veer north, and from a distance, as like a speck off in the distance, kind of like up a hill rise, you see the tops and the crenellations and like the campfires of this temple, this like jet black structure, various tiers of things like leading up. It looks like a pretty grand structure, and you can tell that there's at least like 12 or so like fire like lines up into the sky. So it's a pretty substantial camp. You go across, and you would appear to arrive at an old human settlement. It reminds you a lot of the town of Sanctuary, like that abandoned, ruined town that like on the island of Sanctuary.
Mm.
Very similar, just like hollowed out like stone buildings, and the marsh is starting to try to creep forward. So there's a lot of them are like half sunk, but there's a crude trail that has been dug into most of them. That into the swamp itself. It's like single file, kind of like built up, kind of like the deadlights from Lord of the Rings, where like there's like lots of deep, marshy, watery swamp, but there's like one trail of like tufts of like muddy grass that's kind of raised up. You can tell it leads off into the deeper reeds and into the dead trees. The sky here is a little overcast. It kind of not raining, but like kind of like very muggy. This is like if Athos is a dry heat, this is like the muggiest Michigan summer day, like mosquitoes and just it's rough.
I got sick in Arizona once, but it was the dry heaves.
Gotta get one in before we call it a night, huh? As you guys are pulling up to the camp and kind of unloading the Siegebreaker, the Skull Crushers are making camp. Varaka says, I'm going to send an envoy of like 3 people to Blun to try to see if they can drum up some work. Is that acceptable?
Yeah.
Okay, so she sent 3 people, like kind of ride off on Einix. And as the camp is starting to get set, you notice a lone figure kind of walking along the trail out from the direction of the trail. You see her kind of like look around at you guys, and then notice this activity, and then like draw her bow, and just fade into the reeds. And that's what we're gonna call it for tonight. So, somebody is at the marshes. We're not sure who they are yet. They could be friend, they could be foe, but we don't know.
Well, is this is at large?
This is at the Ruins of Larch, yes.
Okay.
So I'll give you guys 5 XP for tonight. You guys are getting close to 20, so I gotta turn down the acceleration a little bit on these levels. But you guys are getting closer. Good job tonight, and definitely I'm glad. Dude, I did not know how this was gonna happen. There's a lot of story threads I'm trying to lay out, and like they'll hit one of them, and you guys are hitting a lot of them, so that's good. Like everything will come together eventually. Just you're at the outset of the sort of like mystery of what's going on right now. So, but yeah,
Awesome.
good job
Right
tonight,
on.
everybody.
I feel like we got a lot done.
Micah exploded a dude. That was cool.
Chunky.
It was like the Canadian dubbed Vegeta, like I'm going to send you to another dimension.
Yeah. That was just, yeah. Yeah.
Wait, I'm not playing my goblin. Hold on.
God, I wish he still said that. He's gonna send you to another dimension. Well, I guess he can't because he knows what happened.
Yeah.
But still, I guess it's like another dimension, though.
I mean, death.
Yeah.
Well, it was a place they could go, living or dead, and come back from.
That's
Right.
true. Oh, yeah.
Alrighty, well, chat, I'm going to sign us off for tonight. We will not be meeting next week because we have a special IRL event that we'll be celebrating.
Yep, my birthday. So yeah, we're gonna take that Saturday off and have some fun. So
Have a board game night or something fun, but I don't want to promise anything 2 weeks from now, but for the foreseeable future, we'll probably meet. Something comes up, but
I have a thing coming up the next Saturday, but I should still be okay to play D&D. So
okay. I do know one weekend in February I may not be available, but we're looking maybe on into the next month by then. But anyway, I'll be back Wednesday with more Ratchet and Clank now that I've figured out all the hardware problems, and we'll see y'all next time. Thanks for tuning in. See you later, everybody.
bye, dungeon folks.
Woo, say goodbye, everybody. Yay.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, everybody.